it out. What is more important to this Gambit? And kind of same question for Shiki.
I think Heretics doesn't care whichever they have to play or whichever they have to
Yo.
ban. I would say against Team Shikigami, you want to make sure you ban the Elsa though, because they looked on fire when they had it available to them against Rad. The way that we saw Layla specifically performing was on another level, but that I don't know if it's necessary because Elsa is just really good. Layla is amazing. I think it's a combination of the both, so if they can get them off that comfort, they'll be looking at that much better.
And Layla said, let's do something crazy. And we were all sat watching because Leg Day Frost Mountain was that clear-cut carry throughout the regular matches. And he showed us so many different looks from the, Bucky, Wolverine, and the Storm. Frost Mountain is so fun to watch.
Yeah, Frost Mountain's incredibly fun to watch because of that
Hello.
versatility, and it kind of stems from the fact that Frost Mountain, like last year, was a bit of a flyer merchant. Like, Bro enjoyed his Storm, he enjoyed the Human Torch quite a bit, but of course,
We're here.
Very much when Human Torch was just like perma-banned, but has really come into his own this year as a top fragger, a real leader in this team, being able to move over onto the Daredevil.
That's
vaudable.
vaudable.
Perfect hero release.
That's vaudable, guys.
Frost Mountain, and the stocks of Frost Mountain.
Who's playing today? So I'm doing the last two matches. It's Team Heretics versus Shikigami, and then it's VP versus Navi. El Clasico is gonna be at the end. VP versus Navi. But now, right now, it's Shiki versus Team Heretics.
Heaven. But I want to also highlight, give some love to the Vanguard line of Shikigami Vaudable, because speaking of that leadership, Kaya and Frost Mountain are part of making most of those calls. But focusing on Kaya, he was incredible yesterday.
Yeah, did really good on the Vanguard pool. We saw last time they played this map actually against Team Heretics. We saw Kaya on it. We've seen some really good looks on Venom too, and that enables backline to play some Jeff. We've seen Name play it. We've seen Lindstrom play it from time to time. So just trying to figure out exactly who can help them the most on the Jeff and have that symbiotic shenanigans available to them. And then also the interdimensional toy box is another great team up for Jeff to kind of enable them when they try to go in for dives. So I think this is a good composition for that they could go for this map, but last time they lost in an 0-2 fashion against Team Heretics on Hell's Heaven.
Yeah, that's an amazing point, guys. This is a rematch of the final series that both these teams had before going into playoffs. And Leg Day, it was only a best of 3, but it was quite a swift one for Heretics, who closed out in amazing fashion. And guess what? That first map, Hell's Heaven, was something that they visited.
Yeah, Hell's Heaven definitely seems like a Team Heretics stomping ground in particular. Like, this is one of the favored maps of Enzo's previous team, Citadel. They loved Hell's Heaven. It was probably their best map. That was formerly known as Burba Patapim.
It's vaudable, guys. It's vaudable in Leg Day.
This is also the map where Team Heretics managed to beat Na'Vi quite handily as well, off the back of some great Enzo Hulk play. It's a fantastic playground for the Hulk. We know that Enzo's got that in the toolbox. So for Shikigami, when it comes to random draws, this probably isn't the best one, given that they've already shown their hand on it. But we have had a week out, and Shikigami, having looked at the,
I've got to hit the co-streaming thing.
Going to play up against Team Heretics, so maybe they've come up with some new strategies to try and roll out on the Hydra base.
And Shikigami yesterday, Vaudable, pulled off something very special, an upset against one of the top teams. And I
did not mean to knock.
Spotlight went on Isidore, and he could be playing Captain America against the GOAT of Captain Americas in Beetle. That's gonna be fun.
Yeah,
that accidentally knocked
we do see the
on the
Captain
Marvel
America
Rivals
now.
channel.
We also saw in every single map too the play, and I feel like that's something we didn't see as much during the group stage into now, and that could be like a secret weapon that they have available to them depending on how the ban and protect phase goes. So we could see the cap battle. I'd love to see it personally, but I don't know if that's necessarily what their game plan's going to be, because Beetle seems to just be that guy, that Captain America in EMEA.
Yeah, and Leg Day, it feels like this strat line from Heretics is ban-proof. Yes, they lean towards that triple strat, but having someone like Naga on your team that can play the Bantus and literally anything you throw
yummy, yummy.
This team is so good in playoffs.
Yeah, Naga's a very selfless player, right? We'll just play whatever.
Yummy.
And it seems like is more than happy. Like we saw during grand finals when Na'Vi got their map, Naga said, "We're not doing great. Sub me out. Put Crisis in." Naga's very selfless, and that's a big asset.
All right, Shikigami, it's time to pull off something crazy yet again. Can you make it 2 upsets in a row, or will Heretics ever drop a game into playoffs? How smooth sailing will it be to the end? Let's find out here in Game 1.
13-0, Vaudable. Team Heretics' current map score in Ignite 2026. They are yet to even stumble, let alone fall. But Shikigami have dreams of making sure that Team Heretics fall down the biggest pitfall traps that are available here on Hell's Heaven.
That's the biggest question. Will this be the team to do it? I mean, we were thinking the same for Na'Vi versus VP last time, and unfortunately, or Na'Vi versus Peps, excuse me, last time with VP in the equation there. Who would be the first to take the map against them? Well, we'll have to see later on for that one specifically. The Elsa is secured for Shikigami. They're not worried about Leolus, I guess.
Yep, not too worried about it. Instead, everyone just prioritizes.
That's crazy.
Gambit for now, and Team Heretics, they're not going to go for the Elsa themselves, preferring to potentially put Naga on the Mantis here. But as Lemon brought up in our pre-show, like, Naga's a very, very strong aimer, meaning that he scales really well to strategists like the Mantis and like the Luna.
Really curious what the focus is going to be now for Team Heretics specifically. We have seen a lot of Invisible Woman bans across the board. The stocks for that ban have improved so much, especially because how much she's able to shut down that dive specifically. And that's exactly what Heretics love to play, but they're going for the full team up potential here with the Loki as well. I like to see this from Heretics.
Is this going to force us something like a group ban from Shikigami, or could it be a bait? We know that there are some excellent Loki players.
I got the same hoodie from Costco. Yep.
Oasis, fantastic Loki
I love
player.
I love it. It's so
Weirdly,
comfortable.
Oasis hasn't had to play that much Loki previously, so previously twinned with Winnie, who was a great Jeff and Loki player, and Oasis finally being able to strut a little bit more of their hero pool here in the big 2-6. Removing the Vanguard Deadpool, though, this is probably going to force Enzo over towards that Hulk without it being available.
That's what we saw be part of the reason why that Team Heretics was able to get that win last time, right? Was because of that Hulk. Of course, they're going to be making sure that there is no worry for their Vanguard line, getting rid of the Wolverine specifically. Unfortunately, they saw a Canadian was casting and they said you can't cast him yet.
you don't get to take part in that one. Enzo, yeah, this one makes sense, going over to Venom to try and give over that symbiotic shenanigans team up to Oasis.
It's so comfortable though, Santos. So comfortable.
So far, in 2026, obviously, of course, over the entire history of the EMEA, it's usually been Fate from Na'Vi, who's been the player we look to as the preeminent Jeff. But Oasis really is innovating at the moment with the breadth of off angles that they take, the most annoying positions possible.
I'm liking this change up from Naga specifically if they're opting to go for this Adam.
Oh, this is really
A
loud.
little bit of it during the preseason group stage.
Nice.
Oasis did
Yeah, they gotta balance audio
opt
first, casters.
for the Mantis in that triple strategist composition, and it worked out well for them. And maybe a bit of a circumvention of what Shikigami would expect going into this specific map, especially the last time they faced. Didn't quite go as well as they would have liked, and a little easier because they had the Gambit available to them the first time. So bit of a change-up might be something that Shikigami are not prepared for.
Well, Shikigami have all the tools they need, at least, with both the Elsa and the Vanguard Deadpool in their stable, but they're going to be going up against a team that has a lot of staying power for Triple Strategist.
Speaking of that staying power, Team Heretics, they want to stay on top of the world, make sure they don't drop a single map, and Shikigami, they'll potentially be the closest to do it if they can keep up their streak from yesterday. Looks like they had all the fire behind them with Leolus leading the charge, but Isidore going down.
Oh, Alex really showing off all of his stuff thus far. It used to be Ken who was always over on the Loki, but showing off that, there's just so much breadth in this hero pool.
Beetle.
2 picks onto a pair of Vanguards, and the rest of Shikigami scatter to the winds.
Seemed like a bit of an overextension from the Vanguard players. Shikigami trying to sniff out the composition from Heretics and see exactly what they're attacking.
I mean, Heretics are just playing Mantis Na'Vi. Or Mantis Na'Vi. Mantis Loki. They're running the team up.
Team, but could not escape in time.
Okay, Frost Mountain's pivot here.
Tanuki's just going to be permanently damage boosted, guys. Like, Tanuki's just going to be perma damage boosted.
Immobilizing effect of a Trooper's Fist can stop any real disengage from a Venom for a couple of seconds longer. Tanuki's just taxing their approach, though. They're so tightly grouped up. Those sparks are accruing, and every single explosion gives another one over to all of the neighbors of the afflicted individuals.
Liking this flank around from Shikigami, trying to get the high ground and position themselves a little bit better for the retake. The problem that they have to worry about, though, is Enzo on the Venom. He can be unleashed at a moment's notice. Doesn't have the ultimate yet, but still is a nuisance.
Oh, doesn't even know where that Venom went. Enzo was out of there so quickly. The softest of dives, but it did force out the Bardic Hook.
This is like the best setup for Shikigami, man. Team Heretics has no Vanpool, no Elsa, no Gambit, but they got Mantis Loki. But, dude, yeah, Team Heretics is just too fucking good, man. Yo, EG, what's up?
But Null has had his way, and Team Heretics stay in control.
Lemon asked us earlier if Team Heretics seeing Shikigami on the other side instead of Rad would have been a bit of more of a worry for them, and you can see that it's just business as usual for this team. They are a known quantity. They've played against them before, know the compositions that they go for, and have the most footage against them in their group. So business at the office as usual for Team Heretics. Oasis also just feeling good having these team-ups available to them.
Okay, quick swap over. Little do-si-do when it comes to the Vanguard Deadpool. Isidor's going to be the one to pick that up now. It's going to be Kai moving over onto a Venom instead. Beetle.
Hello, Soren. Hello, what's up? I mean, Team Heretics, they don't even have like 3 of the 4 most OP heroes right now, and doesn't matter.
Impact's not going to be available for this one, and a nice heal coming through from Alex off the back of that copied Eternal Bond. Moving forward now, Tanuki feeling lots of pressure as they move in on towards that strangling prison. Tanuki caught inside Oasis is going to be potentially taken down here by the Banhammer. Will they be able to chew out all of these members inside?
Oh, no, they don't have them.
Teleportation there is going to save multiple members of Shikigami. Name back on Terra Firma, and Enzo's just going to try their best to.
Who won the first series of the day?
This is where the Elsa's at her best. Full hunter's instinct.
I'm unsure. I just came in to stream Heretics, Shiki, and then VP and Navi. I can check right now. Let me see.
Using it for positioning and healing the divers than necessarily going for the big eats, and you can see why maybe not as prepared as they could have been for it. Shikigami, a great retake, but they have a lot of room to make up. I feel like this Feast of the Abyss from Kaya needs to be a set piece if they want to shut down Heretics' approach.
It looks like Vision lost. Or, sorry, Team...
Just claiming all of his power. Down goes Ironwood Wall. Immune to CC. Frost Mountain down again, unfortunately, and Kaya's afflicted so many.
Don't spend it all in one place. Appreciate it, EG. Appreciate it.
Team Heretics, who almost have flipped the point again.
Yeah, let me see. Oh, okay. Oh, yeah, Rad won. Rad beat Vision. Rad beat Vision. Rad beat Vision.
Weak to grass types, apparently. I didn't see that one coming, and that's going to be a quick slapping down onto the opposing Venom. Enzo is feeling like a king in his throne over this point. Is going to be a recontest coming through from Frost Mountain, courtesy of that pentagram of Ferala.
And then Fire beat Peps.
Seems like
Fire beat Peps here.
They're rather save their resources for the frozen airfield at this rate. They knew the retake wasn't going to work out as well, and they have to go back to the
I'm low-key expecting a 3-0 from Team Heretics, but we'll see.
Enzo on the Venom, especially on the Eldritch Monument, seemed to be a...
Shikigami technically upset Rad yesterday, which was wild.
From Shikigami, and now we've seen a couple of swaps here and there across the board for Shikigami. Kaya pulling out the Venom, as I was talking about earlier. The Vanguard Deadpool more for Isidor's. We've seen them use it a couple times.
The fact that Shiki has...
Still Layla sticking, of course, on the Elsa, but
Elsa and Vanpool and everything, that it's...
worried. Beetle specifically mentioning that,
it's wild.
If someone gets Elsa, we can just shut down what enables her, and we can still play our game, and that's been proof in the pudding so far in this first map point.
Naga being the lowest towards their ultimate charge right now has opted to swap away from the Mantis, likely for an early engagement here. Maybe knowing that with Frost Mountain likely having channeled that teleport earlier, but there's going to be no counter TP coming through, Team Heretics will go for an early engage.
I like
ooh, Naga has teleport.
For them too. Heretics know that it's their domain to be in charge of this competition, but they have to worry about potential if the dive does escape here. The portal play didn't quite work as they wanted, but great positioning to set up to get onto the point.
Already forced out the greens from Lindstrom, though, and without that regeneration domain, it's a huge advantage. Look at that damage boost that's going over onto everyone as well, courtesy of a Vibrant Vitality. Not much to do here if you're Venom. Kai can just stand on point and try and stop the cap, but this engagement needs to come through. Now it's down to
ooh, Tanuki. Tanuki is too good, bro.
It isn't too long a fight, so you'll
Tanuki, yo, what's up, TikTok? What up, TikTok?
This is the problem with playing Venom, I feel, on this sub-map specifically. The Frozen Airfield, very contained in terms of these rooms that you have to brawl against your opponents, and it's not as easy to dive in and dive out as you saw with the Eldritch Monument. So maybe a different option might be better for Kaya, but they have a couple ultimates online. We'll see how they can use them to their effectiveness and hope that'll be enough to win this team fight.
Enzo?
Phoenix are still good, guys.
Seems like not too much was gained off the back of that Feast of the Abyss, and Layla's going to try and shut them down on the disengagement. Monster Piercer after Monster Piercer, but that's going to be a big drag in there. Multiple members faced with the danger of the group. Alex has just been taken out by the Banhammer on the other side, and now Oasis has to do all of the healing by themselves with the Soul Resurgence. Team Heretics are now on a timer, but they have backup if they need it in the form of Tanuki's ultimate. The Song Inferno so close. Oasis gone down to the dive here, courtesy of both the Daredevil and the Venom. And while sparks may be spread out by Tanuki's ultimate,
Can Leolas do it? Okay, yeah, he got Tanuki. Okay.
And what you do have to carve through the forest that's been erected here by Beetle. The remainder of Team Heretics are nowhere to be seen, and Shikigami should be able to flip after they get rid of this Venom.
Venom just being a thorn in their side, or a tendril in their side, I guess you can say it that right. Making it so that they get as much percentage as possible, only at 66% though. A little bit of a better performance from Shikigami in the retake, and I like these swaps. Frost Mountain
Lindstrom has ult. They can copy Cloakle here and just win next fight.
The problem lies in their sustain here specifically. Name doesn't have their ultimate available. Lindstrom does have the copy though, so that's going to have to be perfectly timed for this next team fight.
How's Elsa compared to the pre-nerf Season 7 start? I don't know yet. I haven't seen anybody play her. I know Bredy, who's like a pro player for TSM and relatively high rank, and obviously the game one above all. I think he thinks Elsa is still A tier, or like mid to high A tier. So my initial assumption was that she wouldn't be like S++, like best hero in the game, but she'd still be like pretty solid. Her playstyle would just change, in my opinion. I think that's what it is now. A lot of people say she's like gutted completely. I don't believe that. But I'd have to test. I'd have to play the I'll probably play today, so I'll have a better understanding of the meta and stuff.
Tried to use the Banhammer just to stay on the objective as long as possible, and they technically get the edge here, but it felt like Heretics won the war for now. They have the ultimate advantage going into this next team fight. Shikigami had to use a lot of their resources, and I feel like Kaya going down so early really led to their demise later on in that team fight. Weren't not able to have the sustain, couldn't distract the strategists on the back line, and they got their ultimates off perfectly, especially with the Soul Resurgence we saw from Alex.
Kaya almost ready to go with the Feast of the Abyss, but look at
I think Phoenix is still pretty good. Phoenix is still pretty good. You can still play Phoenix. I think if you're a good Phoenix, you can still do it. But if they're running like 3 dive heroes, that might be tough. You just need some sort of anti-dive on your team, I think, if you want to play like Phoenix into double dive or something. But it's still possible. I think it's more dependent on your supports.
Team Heretics is just too strong right now. Isidore looks towards the villains on the side of Team Heretics, and they take down the group, but not much more than that. Tanuki.
Yeah, you can for sure still play Phoenix. If you have like a Namor on your team, you can play Phoenix or Hela. Yeah, I think like I said, I think Elsa is still pretty good. You can still play Elsa. I think if it's not banned, you should still play it. You just have to change your playstyle. Because it's not super dash heavy anymore. It's more about using your dash to like reposition after you get dove and like almost like a mid-range anti-dive. I think personally Elsa is going to change into like maybe more mid-range anti-dive-esque, but I could be wrong.
From Matthew Murdoch, sublime from Shikigami.
Beautiful work being put in by Frost Mountain. Has the read, especially wall hacks, as we like to call them. But here comes the portal blade. The next engage goes through.
Yo, the game is over.
Into the regeneration domain. Plenty of safety here.
Yo. They're messing up. They're messing up. They're messing up. They're messing up. What is Chad saying?
Does not feel comfortable playing around the back.
Yeah, audio's cooked.
The portal to go away, so there's no safe disengagement available. But the counterplay onto Frost Mountain is perfect.
Where's the audio? Where's the audio, guys? So not as aggressive with dash, basically. Yeah, you're not like just perma trying to reset your dash. You know the old way you used to play where you would just spam dashes consistently just to get your elephant gun? I think it's a little bit different because her dash is on a 4-second cooldown now. At least the shift. So you're more in your normal gun form, you're less in your elephant gun form. And then when you get dove, you essentially look to like counter punish, right? That's what I think, at least.
Play off the back of the Eternal Bond means Team Heretics have
Because her E dash is still really good at interrupting dive. Like both of her E's.
Towards the back, Tanuki takes down Name. Just strategist after strategist falling to the claws of Tanuki. But can they get towards the point? The remainder of Team Heretics have to move on for now.
Pretty sure Heretics won based off the audio cue we got.
Monster Hunters found their mark. They're going to claim the bounty. Beetle falling super low, and Tanuki
Wait,
can't last long either.
I lied.
It's going to be Enzo standing alone against the world. The gargantuan Frenchman, the Colossus will fall. Team Heretics find themselves equalized against.
Not necessarily a C9, but did push them off.
No, there's no game audio.
Forced them to disengage and got the point victory. This is the bounce back we need to witness from Shikigami.
Like, trap is very good for disrupting BP. Yeah, I think maybe playing around your trap, like, again, it's like more mid-range, right? Like, you're playing around your trap, you wait to get dove, then you dash out, and then you interrupt dash or whatever.
One-hit wonders that they could have gone down, and nobody was cashing out on the album there. So Kaya staying up a lot better as well in these team fights, not going down first, not engaging as early as we used to see, and I like the positioning.
Where's my audio, bro?
Playing with their strategists, kiting the point exactly where they need to be, and dealing chip damage as they go around with their other gun. This is the Shikigami we saw yesterday.
Where's my audio, guys? Where's my audio?
Wake up.
All right, so an early jump back from the Rockets. Battle recall beacon will be a tricky task
Where's my audio?
when it comes to Grand 1v Vanguard early on.
I like the change for Naga here as well onto more of the dive, the anti-dive specific change here for the White Fox. They have the charm available to them. There's the exile.
Oh, Enzo went exile.
Kidnap option.
Doesn't actually end up using the jump pack there. Tanuki knew that it wasn't going to be a fully managed one. Oh, what a fastball there. Directly on to the Deadpool, but good regeneration domain. That's a really big utility. It's not going to be available now, but Name has plenty of it as well. Moving in with the Eternal Bond, doing their best to...
It's good coverage on the Eternal Bond. That's a really good coverage.
Shikigami with some great positioning on the point off the back of what they've invested. Frost Mountain just doing their best to roll forward with the...
Yo, Shikigami, though.
He's given over plenty of damage.
Yo, Shikigami, though.
Happy to beat them down with the billy clubs after what was set up by the Cloak and Dagger. What a play by Name.
Beautiful work by everyone on this team. And Name, you mentioned specifically because the Cloak and Dagger seems to be a massive difference maker here. They have the Terror Case, but they also have the extra damage that they're able to do. As soon as people engage, they can cloak their team up in case some of these ultimates come through from Heretics. Synergy is what
let's check Twitch stream, guys. Maybe Twitch is having...
So
Midway through the bunny hop, the disrespect of it, Enzo. I can't believe it. Almost ready to go World Breaker mode here with the Monster Hulk feeling angry towards the back. Kai gonna let loose with those corrosive tendrils. Multiple players caught within the Glatrox. Great value coming out of a singular ultimate here from Shikigami. And this is the kind of economy they need. Actually,
Shiki is doing so good right now.
As this Monster Piercer is getting it done.
Oasis even respecting the Cloak and Dagger pick here too, swapping over to it and hoping that they'll be able to find some windfall with it, but unfortunately not enough. Shikigami just have a full hold on at this point, know where the potential routes will come.
Oh yeah, okay. Twitch is having issue.
But now it comes down to how they use their ultimates in this team fight.
All right, moving on to a point here with the Indestructible Guard once again towards the back. The Devil's been let out. A nice double potentially from Tanuki, but no, Lindstrom manages to strike on back. Does not have a co-strategist to try and copy at this point, though, and so can't escape the attentions of Enzo. Unwilling to invest the ultimate just yet, Team Heretics. They are going to be able to stay on the point as a group due to Alex's Eternal Bond copied over from Oasis. And while it is going to be a flip here for Team Heretics, Shikigami have quite
75%. 75% for Shiki, bro.
I think that's what we're calling it. You can see exactly why it's so lethal and why also earlier yesterday we saw double Cloak and Dagger bans. This is the tech that these teams have figured out in the weeks between the group stage into the playoffs. We didn't see much of Cloak and Dagger at all in that first stage of the competition for the group stage. Now going into this, it seems to be the massive difference maker. Long ultimates, the Terror Capes with the blinds, and also just being able to shield your team cannot be understated.
Peter wants to claim the initiative here. An early strangling prison could do just that. Kaya took so much damage, has to use for symbiotic resilience in order to get out of there for now. Do they want to double down with the Feast of the Abyss? You can see the healing debuff.
Nice cloak ult from Oasis.
So much healing here with the Eternal.
Matching Lindstrom here, but Name is 75% to their cloak ult. Ooh, strangling prison.
Play off the back of the Groot ultimate. Lindstrom and Name are down. Shikigami find himself with 0 healing to play with. But Isidore's trading on the other side. This would be a crazy turnaround here from Shikigami if only they can manage it. Layla still has access to the Apex Predator. But Isidore knows that a long fight is in their favor here.
Isidore, I'm loving these dive in, dive out engagements from them, but they need more from the rest of their team if they want to convert with it. And this is a great look for them on the point. They just need the pick, and that's exactly what comes
Oh,
through.
Isidore. Yeah,
All right,
farming
early
group,
start
bro.
Onto Beetle. Shikigami almost in control.
Yo, audio?
Barely moving. That means that Navi's
Oh.
going to be the one to slip through the cracks instead. Finally, the vulnerability comes on through, and while Tanuki will punish Kaya for such a
Tanuki.
deep dive, they need to do even more than this, heading in towards the epicenter with the big plays. But it's... Oh, Frost Mountain on the other side, letting the devil out. Team Heretics surround him. They're trying to say put the devil back in, but Frost Mountain, he's frosted over. He's made sure that there's nowhere to go. Shikigami needs to madly now scramble to defend. As Pentagram of Ferrala has opened up on the point. Alex is moving forward with the Eternal Bond, so there's staying power here. Plenty of healing to try and play with, but guess what? Second cast comes from Name. This is going to last longer.
You think it needs a nerf in charge? I think it's good old Groodle. I think it needs a Groot. I think it needs a charge ultimate nerf, yeah. But I think the 20% was fine, but I think it needs a little bit more. We're back. We have sound, but they haven't balanced the
Team Heretics claim the point as well. Now it's Shikigami who have to try and play the time as Isidore makes a play for the health pack. Is going to be intercepted on their escape. Can they be found though? Enzo needs to try and pick this one up, and that's a critical frag.
Massive stagger, but here's the Feast of the Abyss coming in as well.
Shikigami.
Feast of the Abyss grabs Alex. That's a huge pickup. Can they give a second? Oh, Kaya gets them both and gets out. Unbelievable stuff.
Oh, Kaya.
Enzo has to try and build up towards this one, but they're not going to get a chance to open the eye.
No way Shiki gets map 1 against Heretics.
What a play off the back of the Elsa Bloodstone. All Naga can do is try and fly gracefully towards the point with the end song Inferno. And when they do have the moves,
Map 1 gets taken by Shiki.
Shiki
dub.
Shikigami, take the map.
The first time Heretics have bled is to Shikigami, the team that they swept in the group stages. This team has been
Shikigami.
Ready for a meal and a
been cooking with Kaya, bro.
The Abyss is their oyster. They have been able to serve up cold against the competition. And unfortunately, they don't really like what they are taking a bite out of in this series. Team Heretics maybe got some food poisoning from that one. They'll have to go back to the basics if they want to come out on top in the second matchup here. Shikigami, though, I mean, the biggest plays, the biggest changes, I have to say here, like Kaya really improved across.
Kaya went crazy, bro.
This Hell's Heaven. We saw the massive pick on it to the Oasis Cloak and Dagger to enable them.
I mean, how insane is, how disrespectful is it from Team Heretics? You don't save the Elsa, you don't save anything. It's they had like 3, they didn't have any good fucking heroes. I'm gonna pause it and talk about it. But like the fact that they don't have Elsa, Gambit, or Vanpool here, like that's disrespectful. Like Team Heretics pick ban phase was super disrespectful in my mind. They don't even have invis. Like they really hyper indexed into like the Loki Mantis, but without actually trying to give it anything. Shikigami, like they gave Shiki Elsa, they gave Shiki Vanpool, like they gave them all that stuff. That's super disrespectful. I don't think that's happening again, guys.
They locked in, they figured out, hey, we have Daredevil available. We have the 2 best duelists in the game. Why are we not playing this?
Yeah.
Well, you can see why it works out so
exactly.
well.
Shikigami was given the 2 best duelists in the game, pretty much.
Those to be available. The Loki worked out so well too. The Cloak and Dagger from Name. Everyone on this team did their role, and that's why they were able to come out with the map win. But it's only a single map. It's only domination. A lot of teams here, like they say, that domination doesn't matter as much as the long run with Convoy and Convergence.
Yeah, there's still the chance for Team Heretics to choose their own map, but they have just lost their first map of 2026. What happens when Team Heretics' souls are filled with vengeance and they get to pick our battlefield?
In my end, it happens. Yeah, not playing the meta heroes is generally a death sentence. Happens a lot. In my end, it happens a lot with Gambit pick, switching to Luna and C&D, for example. I think C&D is fine, but like, yeah, if Gambit's open, you should just be playing it. Like, there's no excuse to not play Gambit, I think. Unless you're just horrible. That's wild. I mean, it's super disrespectful pick ban phase. Shiki is up, dude. That's what I said. Shiki's up, man. Shikigami is up a map because I think Team Heretics played very disrespectfully. Team Heretics played very, very disrespectfully in my mind. What do you guys think of the new Psylocke skin, by the way? If anyone that plays Psylocke, or maybe people that don't play Psylocke, I think it's kind of cool. The noises, the racket noises. I think it's kind of cool. I probably won't get this mini chest because I don't play any of the heroes in this one. I don't really play Psylocke or Squirrel Girl. I mean, the Mantis one is cool, but I don't care for the skin that much. Like the Squirrel Girl and Psylocke skin's not my favorite. The hair isn't good looking. That's fair. Yeah. This blade skin's kind of sick, though. I really mess with this blade skin. I wonder if they'll ever change the audio effects for his ultimate. I wonder if there's a skin that's going to change the audio effects.
Wow, we already have an upset. I can't believe it. Heretics dropped their first game. Shikigami just might be the king killers. I don't know what it's about, but sometimes the setup, the stage gets set in the pick bans. Like,
all right, guys, it's domination. Domination is the most volatile map mode. Let's relax. Let's relax. We don't know yet. Maybe Team Heretics doesn't throw bad pick ban phase like they did. Because that was pretty disgusting.
To try and give some safety over to Beetle on the Groot and Enzo on the Venom, knowing that these large health pools are easily decimated.
Nah, Shiki dubs all day.
It does mean, like you said, that the Loki gets through.
Shiki's a fun team to watch, Soren. I will say, Shiki's a fun team to watch. I'm not gonna lie.
Two strategist composition, because once you've got the Cloaky double Eternal Bond, there's a reason it's getting nerfed in the next patch down to 11 seconds from 13. It's so much healing and so much sustain, and it allows for you to take Frost Mount.
Okay, we're on Yggdrasil. We're on a set standard map. Now, if Shiki win this, then I'm like, oh, Team Heretics, what the hell are they doing?
Like, he's just gonna
That's already really shocking, though, for many people that Shiki's up one. Nothing is as entertaining as YWL. Agreed. Agreed.
Yeah, that was textbook play from Vanpool. You engage early.
I'm hoping the Team Liquid Citadel series is going to be fun.
And then you capitalize and get out of dodge as soon as you need to.
I think that's first series of the day, right, Dova?
Monumental.
Is that first series of the day? YWL and TLC?
And then it was just a whole different ball game from then on out. So really textbook play. If you want to watch the replays back of the esports tabs to learn how to play Vanpool, that's the matchup to watch.
And
true.
We've just not watched Heretics on Yggdrasil, I believe, and this will be their map pick. This is where all the aces up the sleeve, all these hidden comps, hidden strats. Of course, these teams know each other better from scrims, but like this is Heretics' choice of map. Initial reaction.
This is a very wide open space. It's going to allow for a lot of Tanuki to flex the aim. It's also got some nice flank routes for something like a Psylocke if you're so inclined. I wouldn't be too surprised.
I think Team Heretics just don't get 3 of the best heroes banned away from you. The fact that, again, Gambit and Elsa were not available is disrespectful. Like, usually you get one of those in the trade. It's one of the two. But they didn't trade either.
Which is kind of crazy considering that those were matches with a significant amount of downtime because Team Heretics were wiping out the enemy teams pretty quickly in group stage, which meant there was a lot of waiting around.
Shikigami, we don't have to wait any longer. Do they have what it takes to keep pushing Heretics to this edge? Well, it's the Heretics playground chosen by them. We'll see how it shakes out. Let's go see.
All right, Team Heretics, we're yet to see them angry, VOD. But now they've finally been bruised. All that for a drop.
All right.
I mean, we saw Enzo angry playing the Hulk there for a second, and it felt like they got the combos going, but it just didn't work out towards the end for them. So I'm more interested to see the compositions that come out from both these teams on this map. Neither of these teams have played Yggdrasil Path, mind you, so this is a whole different ball game between these two teams. Yes, we are in the end game for Shikigami. If they can secure this, they'll be one step away from congratulating themselves on a top 3 minimum finish. But
Heretics are married to the Mantis, but now we're just gonna ban Elsa Gambit, right?
Gone through it almost every single time that they can, and now we know there's 2 players who can play it on their squad.
I mean,
also, Shib, just to come. Oh, thanks, Angel. Yeah, I mean, I try to be level-headed.
That is all of them.
I try to explain the reasoning behind my stuff most of the time.
In this Mantis, and admittedly, in week 2, it did seem like the rise of Mantis was kind of.
Sometimes I miss, which is fine. I don't mind, but like, yeah, I just think the reasoning behind it is more important. So I'm happy. I'm happy you like them.
Taking away a invisible woman here. Both teams don't want to allow for that off-angle pocket. For any duelists, especially ones on Team Heretics who might be loaded up with those damage-boosting spores.
The interesting thing here, too, is that we didn't see the Loki focus in terms of ban for Shikigami. They're like, hey, we saw you try to play it. We played it better, so we're just going to lock it in ourselves and call it a day and go back to the basics. And I feel like Vanguard Pool, you got to ban this. Maybe Cloak and Dagger, of course, especially with this map specifically, so good around the convoy itself, and pushing the mission vehicle is going to be difficult if you are not able to, so locking it down, and maybe we'll see a retaliatory Cloak and Dagger ban on their side as well.
Actually, really.
Oh, I think Spider-Man, the potential the character has, I think he's like, if you are really good at Spider-Man, he's probably like A tier. I don't believe the S tier bullshit. But like, you're assuming like the Spider-Man player is competent. Yeah, I think he's really, really good. I think he's the most unique dive hero in the game, right? Because he has displacement. He's got like really good displacement. He's the only dive hero that can like essentially 100 to 0 a full 650 HP Vanguard if you pull him off the map. But he's much harder to execute. I think his potential is technically like limitless, almost, if you really think about it, because of how many different combos and cancellations and stuff. Like I would say most Spider-Man players can't get what I'm talking about out of him. There's only like the top level Spider-Mans, right?
A lower output strategist composition, you might want the extra oomph that comes from those Ultron drones.
And Ultron, relatively more of a resurgence after like the first couple of days, right, that we saw of the group stages, than we saw so much of it afterwards because of the damage boost so effective, and Heretics realizing, oh, they didn't use it last time, maybe they're not going to use it this time. No, it's definitely going to be coming out this go around. They want to make sure they have that extra oomph, as you were talking about, to take it down Heretics even more so. But I feel like having the Mantis with Tanuki on this Phoenix cannot be understated. We saw how effective that has been in the past.
Team Heretics are not allowed to play Adam. That's funny.
As well, who has once again gained custody.
Shikigami has 4 strategists banned against them.
Just what Enzo can do with those Dual Desert Eagles in hand. It's going to be Kai who's up against them here. It seems both Kai and Isidora plenty proficient when it comes to using those.
Desert Eagles did really well for the side of Shikigami last time, and I do like the change up a little bit here. Isidore focusing more on just keeping their backline sustained with the bubbles, and you can see as the engage comes out from Beetle, that's exactly what their focus is.
Okay, Isidore needs the regeneration domain to try and survive this one, so that's a major utility that's now going to be
Greens are down.
Shikigami, but Leolaz watching the approach of a Vanguard Deadpool, the punish is there. Enzo had a
yo, Shikigami.
Quite on the angle in time to supplant it. Still, Alex with all of these doppelgangers able to put out a bunch of healing and damage. Kaya getting close. But seems like the Banhammer's not going to be able to secure a frag off the back of
Banhammer not that good on the Loki, unfortunately.
Safety of the strategist. Leolaz on the off angle can dodge away from a Loki fairly easily as Frost Mountain is temporarily sedated by the Mantis. And can someone actually make it onto the cart here? Seems like one of the Vanguards from Shikigami has been able to do so, but Leolaz's escape is going to be hard.
They're chasing Leolaz.
Back little HP to try and play with. What an angle here from Tanuki. A third dimension of view is not available to Shikigami right now. They just focused in on the cart as Lyncham and Frost Mountain fall both.
Yeah.
And Team Heretics easily wipe out Shikigami.
Yeah, Heretics. Okay, now Heretics is yeah, Heretics is doing what we expect.
Especially on such a vertical map that we just saw them fall to the wayside because of it. Tanuki had the angle on them, the high ground that was necessary to secure.
This is the Team Heretics that we expected.
In the bank too.
But Shiki has
a must-win for Team Heretics.
Wolverine available to them now. Remember, it was banned away from them last map, but that was more because of Hell's Heaven and the shenanigans that can happen there.
Oh, big grab coming through onto Enzo. So much CC, but they
wait, Name went down.
What's Oasis doing back here? There's a Jeff in your spawn, and he's making you all wet and soggy.
Oh,
hey, yo.
Not exactly what we like to see. More swaps coming out though from Shikigami. We saw a couple of them.
Oh, nice, nice catch.
Get from Frost
that was a good catch
here on the Wolverine, and exactly why it was banned in the last map. They were worried Heretics about it. Specifically, Layla's back on the Old Faithful, and we'll see if the damage will be enough to deal with Heretics in this next one.
Okay, Frost Mountain's approach is going to be relatively covered here. Doesn't need to make their way past the group walls, though. With that Ironwood wall up, Beetle is still unattackable. A portal has been opened here, I believe, by Enzo, just moving to come back quickly after being picked off a touch earlier. Quick copy coming through. God of Mischief. That's going to be Alex now using the Soul Resurgence, stolen away from the Mantis. Tanuki keen to chase Kaya, who's unable to receive the healing while they're in midair. Lyncham was a touch late. The fate of both roles now going to be decided. Nothing off the back of the glass. Shrugs. Leolaz was hoping for some
Leolaz
out of an ultimate, but instead it's Oasis in the back, eating up multiple members. Leolaz takes him down rather quickly. 4 players inside of a strangling prison.
Oh, Beetle. Beetle. Beetle's too good, bro.
Hard labor for embarrassing them on Hell. Gonna do their best to go up against the hordes of Heretics which surround the point but can't stand up for long, especially with Isidore only.
Beetle is too good, bro. Beetle is too good.
Everyone's just taken aside, and it seems like Naga's getting unlimited spores. This guy's just hitting headshot after headshot.
And this is why maybe Naga should be the one playing the Mantis instead of Oasis, who was opting for it in the last map back on the usual composition.
That's the other thing too, yeah. That was the other thing. That's a good point, Vaudable.
On this Loki.
Naga should have been on the Mantis originally.
Hoping to showcase in the last map on Hell's Heaven and proving that, hey, we don't have to rely as much on the Captain America, and really using the strangling prisons and the group walls to section off the ultimates from Shikigami's backline has been a masterclass.
So Tanuki has Ensong Inferno. I wouldn't be surprised if Heretics just opens up with this, like, soon. Enzo also has the Eye of Agamotto coming up.
With the Mantis on the team, they also give the damage boost thanks to the vibrant vitality, and Kaya found that out the hardest way. Multiple stuns coming through from Enzo. Say goodbye to your backline because Enzo's just thrown it into the ocean.
Yeah.
Okay, Enzo, I respect it. The Doctor Strange, it does get unleashed.
That was good. That was good. That was good from him.
In throwing hands and also magic at the other team, and well, they are able to do so much damage against them. And unfortunately for Shikigami here, Leg Day, they just have not been able to find anything that sticks. The drawing.
And Isidore had ult, but he died, so now he doesn't have ult anymore.
Moving into all these doppelgangers as well is so difficult to deal with. Alex is just pumping out damage right now. Kaya has to go back for a little bit of reinforcement.
Oh, yeah, here's Ensong Inferno plus Groot. Yeah.
Out of there for the Loki, and only Isidore is going to be the one to fall, but now Kaya has to try and stand on this cart alone. And the he's not there.
Beetle!
Tanuki is absolutely reeling through this, and that's going to be Team Heretics with quite the
Alright, Soren. Is this not the Heretics that we expected? This was the Heretics that I expected.
That domination, we could give you that win. But we're going to take it back in stride immediately afterwards on Yggdrasil path. Groot walking forward. Naga on the Mantis, enabling them with so much damage. Tanuki flying high and above as a Phoenix unleashed against the competition as well. And Oasis is just being Jeff in the back line, and then also in front of them, the streams of water are just drowning the competition of Shikigami. And They have not
They
been
win
able
these?
to
Maybe
put
they
hands
win these.
up and
Maybe.
get some air since the start of that attacking side from Team Heretics.
Like, how do you even deal with Oasis on these angles? Like, he's so fast. He has
Daredevil
all of the
is
bubbles
the
to
counter.
speed himself out. Yeah, maybe Daredevil is the answer. Like, Frost Mountain at the moment, hovering over on the Wolverine, but of course we're in attacker.
Torch looks better than I anticipated. Actually, is it the dive torch? Is it like the more dive-orientated torch now because of his dash and everything? He's more about like burst and dive.
Too. I mean, seeing the
I had thought the Torch
flexibility
community was
now,
overreacting, but
can't
I don't
be
play enough
understated.
Torch
The
like that
positioning of the Loki
to
clones
like
is
really
for
understand the
generation
complexities
thing
of the
that
character.
Because they do have the one-sided Mantis with the team up, are able
I'll probably
to
play
gain
some today.
when you use them. And
Some
it's been a big difference maker for them. And also
comp today after the
having
games.
his own healing wall that
We'll
he can
see.
put up at a moment's notice if he needs to stay alive. And these positionings from Beetle, I talked about how, you know, Isidore was the one to watch for Vample. He's the one to watch for Groot.
Oh, it's a little bit silly goofy. It's a little silly goofy. A quick exchange away. Alex doesn't actually manage to make it too far. Maybe didn't have the doppelganger set up. He is going to get resurrected, of course, by the battle recall beacon. But Frost Mountain's already.
His dash allows him to escape combo characters.
Great setup.
Oh, that's good. That's good.
Going to be sticking with this Wolverine and have that beacon available to them. But Leolus relatively silent on the defending side, so they really need to pop off here.
Tanuki needs to teleport away, but great focus.
Madden, how's like Ultron and stuff? Have you played against Ultron and stuff yet?
The poke from Team Heretics is incredibly weak, and this gives a lot of room for Kai.
Or Venom? Have you played against Venom?
The missing Phoenix, no longer having a fire type that they're weak to. They're happy to just roll on through here as a grass type juggernaut.
I love this mirror of the group play. They saw how well it worked for Heretics on the attacking side. They're like, okay, I can do you one more, but also have the Wolverine.
He's basically a flank character. Yeah, that's what I figured. It's Human Torch's playstyle is now like flank and more burst. Like he slams onto you.
So much damage, and we can see the damage just here from a Fate of Both Worlds in tandem. Grabbed out of a sky is Tanuki. A nice play from.
They can't even walk.
With the feral leaps, and as the door opens, the remainder of Team Heretics just have to roll on through and get themselves stalled out on the cart.
Beautiful combination between Kaya using the group walls to section off the players of Heretics from their heals, and Leolus can finish them off. And that's exactly what we needed to see last time. There wasn't the synergy between the combos of these players and Shikigami on defense. Now they have found their rhythm, but will it be enough?
Yeah, he can use dive bomb more aggressively now. That's what I thought.
Fastball. And another pickup. Oh, the last stand. Enzo's already gone. Frost Mountain is erupting on the Wolverine right now.
This is what needed to happen for Shikigami to flip the script, and kind of an issue we've seen with other teams on the defensive halves of these convoy maps, where the snowball continues forward, or the fastball at this rate from Isidore the Frostbound for another kidnap.
How did manage to get that one? Unbelievable stuff. Beetle was already gone. What a cheeky flight from
Yikes. Frost Mountain Wolverine. Soren, they're rolling right now.
Nuki trying to match at this point too, so we'll see if he can come out, but the Eternal Bond goes through.
Yo, Nutty, what's up?
A lot of staying power.
What up?
Here by Isidore, who's already become the world breaker, already purpled out though, is very worried about that Wolverine, just tries to get back to the team, gives over a bunch.
Oh, you can go to whatever you want. That doesn't matter to me. Nutty, it doesn't matter to me. Whatever you want to watch on YouTube. Yeah, whatever you want to watch on.
Slow this one down. Yet another fastball going for the group. The Ironwood Wall is brought on up, but that means Naga slips through the cracks. While you're worried about keeping your Vanguard up and alive in towards the back.
Ooh, big Groot ultimate. Big Groot ultimate.
Unbelievable wall play coming through from Kaya. Your Eternal Bond has been denied. Somebody get the door because this boy's slamming it in the face of a cloak and dagger.
Leolus serving them tea on the way out as well with a dish
Yo,
served as hot and
Shikigami. I mean, dude, I feel like so many teams suck at defending Yggdrasil.
They are getting burns from it, and they'll have to take their time to recover.
Have you played the
from
new
their
season,
injury.
Nutty? Have you played comp today?
Respawn room after the second checkpoint has been activated.
Yup,
Shikigami
that is Hulk,
unleashed
Nutty.
again.
That is Hulk.
Shiki Slingshot is real.
Right now,
Hulk's been played pretty decently. I have not played today. I haven't played either, so I'm really interested to see.
Really need to see a change around though.
A lot of people are roasting me on my Venom take, where I was like, Venom is probably a must ban this season and new season, but I don't know yet.
Well, that's one way to try and shut him down. Leolus has the Glatrox ready to go.
According to Breddy, who's like a pro player and top 500 DPS, he's like, Venom is like ban worthy. Oh, the Link stuff? Yeah, same. I did it on my Twitch and YouTube. I didn't do it on my TikTok.
Heretics have just not been used to facing this kind of pressure, and I feel like it is just due in part to giving Leolis the Elsa of 2 maps in a row. If this continues, that could be another case
Soren,
taking it because they just have too much damage to deal with.
Wake up, babe. New ban hammer about to drop. Enzo's already put it on down, but Tanuki's fallen on the other side to try and deal with this one. There was a last stand. Frost Mountain stole someone away. Yeah, Leolas is being aim checked, but his aim is just fine, love. I've checked it out myself.
Bro, I just want to play White Fox. Dude, you need like a Luna Snow. You need Luna Fox combo. Luna Fox combo is pretty damn good.
Fantastic dive. And now Naga's uncontested on the angle. Can easily rain down fire from above. Still, Alex is forced to use the fate of both worlds, which is a little bit much considering the advantage they had.
I don't know if I necessarily agree with using it.
Guys,
it might have just been better to go back into the respawn. You had the advantage, and it was a bit of a miscue.
Rocket Fox is also pretty good. Oh yeah, Rocket Fox is like pure anti-dive, right?
Available to them in this next team fight, and so much time still available to Shikigami. Here comes the struggling person, though.
Okay, just onto Enzo. They want one, but are they gonna get it? There's even more follow-up coming through. So much percentage.
Wait, Nutty, I don't know what rank you are on PC. I'm down to run some games today if we're on at the same time.
But it's shut down by the failing of the Elsa. Team Heretics are finally deciding the momentum here.
Nuki realizing that if they have the vision, they have.
I've just been on a Hulk binge recently. Season 7, I've just been playing nothing but Hulk.
Forcing a swap for Kaya to go for a potential portal play that they have to protect with their lives and try and get behind them fast enough, and it does get off in time, and again we'll see a re-engage from Heretics, but they are
Heart flip?
the objective.
My PC account is GM too. Perfect, bro. I think I'm like GM on my account. I haven't this season 7 was the least I played because I had like a ton of internet issues, like pretty much the whole season. But I fixed it finally. I fixed it, so we're chilling. But I wasn't able to play like season 7, even though it was really fun. It was the least I played. Yeah, I saw the Diggs modem literally blew up. Oh my god, Isidore. Oh, but Naga's in such a good spot. Nobody's contesting Naga. Chases down Naga. It's a messy fight to be sure, but a little plushie on the ground. There we go. Protection to Team Heretics.
Layla's realized that there was a KO feed that they could look at and see that somebody was dealing damage above them. They couldn't do anything against it, but now there comes the big E. We'll see how it goes. Oh yeah, go for it, Nutty. Go for it. Yeah. Next week, I'm down to play next week. Yeah. Whoa, that fastball was insane. Oh, but we have Luna ult from Heretics. Oh, goodbye. They're funneling really well. Hornets. I didn't know you were a Hornets fan, Nutty. My team's already out. The Clippers lost to the Warriors the other night for the play-ins. Unfortunately, they could not get it, so much time was wasted. Oh, you're a Hawks fan. Are you in ATL? Nutty? Are you in Atlanta? Available and bountiful as they are for Team Heretics in terms of the time bank. This is an exact hold the Team Heretics were hoping for. Dude, I know so many people in Atlanta. Why are there so many Marvel Rivals creators in Atlanta, bro? Advantage that they have going into this OT. Dude, watching Frost Mountain on the Wolverine, I understand the ban. I get it. Yeah, I respect it. I get it, bro. I'm seeing the vision. I'm looking through 14 million. Okay, Shikigami only has a minute though. And in 14,604 time streams, Frost Mountain hits that leap. 30 seconds before you attack. 3 minutes to 1. Heretics. Atlanta's cool. I loved Atlanta when I visited. Going into the series, I was there for like business as usual. 3 or 4 days. From point 1 is how it should have been. But, dude, there's a lot of Marvel Rivals creators in Atlanta. There's so many. Have a full team swap and found the comp to victory. But will it be enough time for Shikigami to push the issue towards the last hour against Team Heretics and go up 2-0? They have to give it their all. All right. Will Team Heretics be prepared for the fastball this time? Remember that it caught out
Alex to begin with.
I saw him
last
throw a
time
Frost
around,
Mountain.
and then claim Tanuki thereafter. Seems like a nice disparate positioning here from Team Heretics. Does mean they don't lose anyone early.
Good to keep the team up as long as you can here specifically, but there are some resources being used. Regeneration domain just there's a good KO
Enzo.
Oh, that's a great pickup early.
It's pretty disrespectful from Enzo.
And Shikigami deciding whether or not they want to actually just commit to try to take him out. Unfortunately, Nami, the decision was made a little bit too late for them. And it seems
Oasis flanking on Jeff. Oasis flanking on Jeff, guys.
Pulls back the group again and again.
Not on the 7.5 update just yet, so you don't have that tenacity. Unfortunately, you still have to deal with the current state of affairs. And
Even labbing
Fantastic
more.
To get that team fight win and force Heretics a little bit off of their rocker.
Hey,
but
maybe Fantastic is good in 7.5.
Before that first checkpoint.
Like, I feel like Brawl got better with the tenacity changes. Doesn't Brawl get better now? Like, I just assume Brawl is amazing. Oh, you're saying cycling his big form? Yeah. I guess Mega is like Rune Force if you really think about it. All right, Soren, where are you? Soren?
It feels inevitable at this point that Heretics should take it. But
Yeah, anytime the
says
shields.
Not to doubt Shikigami again. Last time we saw them take down Red.
Does the
In match
Rocket
one, we saw them
team up
jump
do
back
anything
for
for
a
you,
reverse
Nutty?
sweep of
Do you feel like the
sub
Rocket
map.
team up is like
And
good at
now
all?
It is their time to try
I feel like it's
and
like pretty
hold
meaningless.
as long as
Unless you're
possible.
like,
They got
unless you do
word
like
of the compositions that are coming
mini
out.
into
It's
Mega
exactly what
into
Tanuki is hovering. The
re-Mega
dialogue
again,
is
like
unlaid.
instantly you go back into Mega.
Just a little bit of backline pressure.
Like that's the only good use I've seen of it, where it's like you're mini, then you go Mega, then you go back to mini, and you instantly go back to Mega.
They're in this 3-3 split. And there's that constant, like, where's
It's just
Oasis?
free
Where's
HP.
Oasis?
Yeah, it's a free heal, right? Pretty much. That's what. Yeah.
Taxes those comms.
That's how I've seen other Fantastic players use it.
Plan for Shikigami.
Back with the Billy Clubs, but no, potentially releasing the chi available to them, similar to what we saw Tarek swapping
Wait,
to a couple
Tanuki's
of times.
going
They were
Iron
trying
Man
to
or
deal with
Iron
someone
Fist?
else's
Whoa, whoa,
damage
whoa, 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 whoa,
to
whoa.
Likely the triple that they were hoping to face off against, and we'll see if it's enough.
All right, Kaya.
Again, could be
Why-
some quick
why
swaps
does
coming out of Heretics. They
everyone
have
B-hop?
time
Why
on
does
their
everyone
side is
B-hop?
the big
Okay,
thing
yeah.
here.
Tanuki's not going Iron Fist.
Yeah, so much time to work with. 3 minutes and 5 seconds, and it did not take them long to claim first last time. It was a rather quick offense for both teams actually, but it would appear that Team Heretics fixed up their defense for second time around.
Also fixed up Enzo, sticking with the Vanguard pool even after the resets. They'll see how they can do it, especially
3-minute hold. Yeah, I don't know if Shiki can do it. 3-minute hold, and they only got to go around the second corner. Maybe they can though. We'll see.
Dodging there from Kaya to avoid getting grabbed out by Tanuki, but Leolas falling low. You can see the soft dive coming through. Kaya, unable to really exit that far. Need to worry about the ways that Jeff really messes with your mobility with those right clicks.
Just giving a lot of distance right now.
Good dive in by Kaya, specifically on the back line, getting out immediately, not wanting to take too much damage. We know as soon as someone goes down, it's going to be a difficult task to fulfill.
All right, the attempted shutdown of a dive. Frost Mountain in a 3 versus 1 can't make it happen because Kaya was busy elsewhere after getting debuffed by the Deadpool, and now Naga will turn him on.
Oh,
Kaya
GG.
themselves, who was crawling over on the card to try and keep it stalled.
TP?
A momentary touch coming
Wait,
through.
Leola says
But
TP.
down to puny
Whoa, wait a
Balance.
minute. They have one more fight here.
Start channeling the pentagram of Ferala to open a portal, a potential gateway to salvation for Shikigami. It opens just in time, but now they're down on their Elsa. Looks like it's going to be an easy win out in the Wolverine mirror here for Tanuki, going back to his roots, going back to where it all began.
How did Tank Pool not get banned? Well, I mean, they're banning stuff like Elsa Gambit, right? So more teams are. I think teams in pro play are more willing to give Tank Pool over than Elsa Gambit,
Part of the
which I
reason
kind
why
of
you do
understand.
not want to see Enzo with the Vanguard pool available, but also the
Okay,
winning
I'm gonna go to the
pool
bathroom.
that
I will be
eventually
back.
Team
I'm
Heretics
gonna go to the
was able
bathroom.
to find was Tanuki with
BRB,
Billy Clubs
BRB, we going
and
bathroom, we
Oasis
going bathroom.
With the Jeff just flanking around and dealing damage, and for some reason nobody ever looking up when Naga had the vision on the Phoenix, and I think that tunnel vision is what did Shikigami in on this map specifically. Point 1, they struggled against it. Point 3, that's part of the reason why they were taking so long to activate that overtime face down again, or face off against Team Heretics, and unfortunately it was too little too late of time for them to come out on top. So a good hold by Team Heretics, a little shaky some way through on the defensive end, but they were able to clutch it up.
I mean, one of the most telling stats here for me is actually the damage taken by Oasis, only 7.1, which is not that much for a multi-round Yggdrasil path, just always in these very annoying positions, like the positions just a little bit too far for us to go and deal with. It wastes so much time when you have to consider how do we deal with this Jeff, and they're able to just elongate these dives as well, because guess what, Tanuki can stay in just a while longer because of the healing coming through from that joyful stream.
First loss that Shikigami have faced when they did have the Elsa available to them in the playoffs. I think some of that has to be attributed to having Frostmount play at the start and then having Leolus be the one on Ultron to boost it. Maybe need to work on some different compositions and different players to pick up the Ultron mantle instead, because Leolus seemed to be the one with the pristine accuracy, but Tanuki and Naga with the swaps, that really made the difference here for Team Heretics. And then also Beetle initially on the group was just some amazing play that we saw from them. I do have to say though, Kaya on the attacking side of their own, using their group play and setting up Leolus so that they can finish off the team without having to worry about the heals, was beautiful.
Yeah, I'm wondering if we continue to see Leolus get access to that Elsa now. Interestingly, it felt like Team Heretics, they were at their strongest when they actually dropped the Mantis. Like, their Mantis play, don't get me wrong, very impressive. Naga still is that guy while aiming, but the real answer against Shikigami, it seemed, was going for this duelist setup where Naga could play those off angles, as you were talking about, on the Phoenix.
The 1v1 against an Elsa typically is a struggle, and that's what we saw happen when they were on defense all the way up to that third point. So now they seem to have figured out the magic that makes Shikigami strong. We'll see if that can continue into our next map. It's tied 1-1. We'll see who takes the advantage after this.
The hunt is on. 1,000 gods!
Well, Heretics eventually found their path to victory. Our series is tied 1-1 in our first semi-final, but we don't get to highlight Jeff players too much, Vaudable, but we gotta talk about Oasis. A flanking Jeff winning the game. What makes Oasis better than any other Jeff player out there?
I think a big thing here, specifically that can't be understated, is the speed that Jeff has to escape whenever anyone's chasing them down, aside from Daredevil, of course, because they do have that bring-in effect for their belly clubs when you attack with them. One of the best counters to it, but also the map knowledge that we see for Oasis. Knows the exact routes to go to flank around and see, gets the comms from their team, and I think that coordination with their team is crucial for a really good Jeff player. A lot of Jeff players in rank, they don't really talk too much, they just kind of do their thing and then hope it works out well enough. Whereas Oasis, you know that they're coordinating dives with their team, and typically how the dive plays work is like whoever sees the moment at the time, coordinates it and says 3, 2, 1, goes in. And we've seen Oasis kind of leading that charge a couple of times, especially whenever they've had team ups available to them, using those to distract and just peel away some of the attention to the rest of their team. So beautiful play from Oasis, I gotta say.
Yeah, and I feel like we all underestimate how good Jeff is in the anti-dive, from how fast this guy is to the right clicks being also a very good deterrent to anyone coming his way. And Oasis, I mean, finding these off angles, but leg day, Heretics had to do like wholesale swaps to try and stabilize on their defense, and Time Banks winning it in the end. How did Heretics kind of save themselves?
I think moving away from the Mantis, it's rarely a good choice, but it's definitely a good choice when you're going up against a Wolverine, right? Because the Triple Strategist was not lending any additional survivability to the Vanguards, because like they were going down just off the back of displacement and the percentile damage that was coming through from both a Wolverine and an Elsa. And when you're dealing with that much anti-Vanguard pressure, what you need to do is you need to, like, we've all been here, all three of us are Vanguard mains. If they're playing Wolverine Elsa, it's down to my duelist to win this, because I'm kind of just playing for my life right now. And that's what you have to do. You have to swap over to the Phoenix so you can start exploiting the off angles that get opened when all of their duelists are focused in on bullying your Vanguards.
Yeah, you have uncaged Naga, and now he's on the duelist, so you better watch out. But you better watch out for Shikigami's map pick, Vaudable, Central Park.
Yep.
The thing that shook everything up when they won this against Na'Vi early on.
This is one of their comforts. They've gone to it twice, once that they've picked, once that someone else has, and they won it both times. So they are most comfortable and most confident on this map. But the big thing is that teams have so much footage against this comp in the past, and they just had to remember how to play against it. Na'Vi themselves even look better when Peps tried to pull out the flyer composition against them. And I think the big thing that comes through this is we haven't seen Heretics once let Shikigami have that Mantis, and we probably won't here, which really enables the composition they like to play on Central Park.
Yeah, and leg day, I mean, from the Torch to the Angela, that is really strong, really niche on Central Park. I mean, especially on defense. Vaudable isn't sure if they can get away with it again. What do you think? I guess we're about to find out, so tell me about it.
Well, if there was anyone who'd be happy to pull out the Human Torch, in North America it would be Speedily, and here in EMEA it would be Frost Mountain, who's always down to pick up a flyer. 1-1 between Team Heretics and Shikigami, and Frost Mountain's already hovering the storm because we know bro loves to fly.
Some sort of composition. We've seen Frost Mountain actually do pretty decent on the Storm with the damage boost and also the extra speed to try and move on to the objective a little bit faster here as well. So could see something like that come out, but I'd be surprised if it does go through. Of course, the double gambit bans, because again, Heretics always thinking, hey, we can still shut them down, and what enables the Elsa as long as we focus on that. So very likely see a Mantis ban of some sorts, but could change it up here. They're taking a little bit of time, but there goes the old faithful.
We're back.
Yeah, we'll see if it's once again Protect.
Chat, we're back.
On the Mantis, or if we are going to see a pivot over towards an Elsa-based composition. Team Heretics taking a little bit longer to think about it this time after realizing that, hey, if Shikigami are going to play this anti-Vanguard style, I think maybe you go with the Mantis just because you've already shown that you know how to deal with the anti-Vanguard style with things that are not usually banned, like the Daredevil or the Phoenix Wolverine. So you keep this option open, and Team Heretics like, we don't need the Elsa, just chill.
Yeah, I mean, this is back to what we've seen happen every time so far, right? We've seen the Mantis be saved by one side, the Elsa be saved by the other, and some version of Loki getting banned here. But the focus for Heretics this time is saying, hey, you're not going to have that Wolverine. There's not going to be a fastball special in your future.
Yeah, we do not want to deal with that one anymore, say Team Heretics. We're gonna make sure that our Vanguards feel a sense of safety. This is their safe space, their little bubble. You shall not pull them from it. I would.
Shikigami's pretty married to the idea of banning Mantis protecting Mantis.
Maps in the game, and Oasis is just too much to deal with, man.
Yeah.
Like, Oasis is by no means a Jeff one trick, you know, but the tax on the comms from having that Jeff slinking around in your backline is never to be.
We'll go put some socks on.
I'm really curious if they do go for the Invisible Woman here instead of the Loki, because they know one or the other is going to get banned if it doesn't get protected at this rate. So one-sided Invis or one-sided Loki, what do they want to play? Last time the Loki didn't work out as well as they were hoping it to, so I respect the Invis, especially if they expect more of a dive composition from Heretics. I mean, Enzo potentially on that Venom, but he'll likely still play some of the Vanguard pool that looks so good towards the end of that last map.
Vanguard
one-sided
pool is just going crazy.
World where perhaps we just see the Cloaky come out again.
That's a really good point, and it's worked really well in the past, and especially once you get past this first objective on to the next one. And well, we see some Cloak and Dagger hovered for Shikigami specifically. Name looked really strong on it, but not having the early usage of it from the copy is going to be a difficult task for Shikigami here, and we saw how well the Cloak
Are they going triple?
Dagger and Loki worked.
Oh, are Shiki gonna run the torch comp?
So having that one-sided Heretics in my mind might have won out on the ban draft here.
Are Shiki running torch comp?
Could be everything. Oasis and Alex already showing the Cloaky. Naga might play this more reserved tertiary strategist to try and play for the full hold here off the back of a Resurrection, or even a pair of Karmic Revivals if Alex is feeling particularly spicy.
This was banned out last map as well. They knew that this was a possibility, especially because Naga has flexed to the Adam Warlock multiple times before.
Wait a minute.
So,
wait a minute.
Being the matchup for Team Heretics, I think the Flyers, they're just hoping to get in and get out, deal with Heretics and kind of that brawl comp.
Squirrel Girl Copter, bro.
That we saw before, and maybe it'll be enough, but there's the Ultron coming out from Leolis. The damage needs to come through, but Tanuki on this off angle, we'll see how they engage.
Okay, the Shikigami Classic here, and Tanuki is already sitting in the aim trainer, looking at this Air Force and wondering, how do we deal with this crunch? Looks like Team Heretics might try to go for a more proactive play here, where they just crunch on the three members who are more ground-born before the Air Force can really get into position. But you can see the aggression here coming through.
They're getting pincered right now.
Space.
Great positioning, the split push from these two. They're taking their time.
Is it a double hit scan angle from Heretics? Do they need double hit scan here?
That's going to lead to their demise.
Or is Tanuki going to be enough? Technically Naga's hit scan, but it's Adam.
From Isidore, but there is time to try and play with. Leolas has got a great angle here over onto Beetle, and Frost Mountain just forced to hide in the wreckage for now while the Ultron drone heals them up. A little bit of peel actually came through there off the back of the Assassin's Charge. Nice hot drop coming through. Naga forced to use the Soul Bond. They're sharing out the damage, but Frost Mountain's doing plenty of it. Another big stab coming through from Isidore, and Leolas is there with the follow-through.
Oh, the torch, guys, the torch.
Uninhabitable zone if you want to try and contest the point. Frost Mountain is essentially body blocking as Enzo tries to use the banhammer, likely onto the backline. I think it was onto the Ultron. The walls are carved through. The Ice Arts is doing its job, and Shikigami almost have a capture here, but they need to remove Beetle, who is currently CC immune, and so is not vulnerable to the Assassin's Charge. Isidore gets a little top up. Alex is playing very cautiously right now, does not want to peek into this as Oasis moves forward with the so much healing. What accuracy from Naga, and with
good job from Naga. That's going to be the difference maker.
The hit was scanned, and that's exactly what we see here from Naga with the burst damage against Shikigami. Unfortunately, they could not escape their demise at that point in time. Got 2 ticks out of the 3, but now have to go back to the drawing board just a little bit, seeing if they can get at least 1 pick before fully engaging. And right now, unfortunately, they can't get rid of the group because they do have the Ironwood wall up.
Okay, Strangling Prison. No idea how it works, but one of the pros play on the new patch. Probably. So, MRC is on 7.5. MarvelRivals Ignite is not going to play on 7.5. The next season of Ignite after preseason, essentially stage 1, is going to be actually on season 8. So only MRC, which is like tier 2 play, and some tier 1 players are going to be playing on 7.5.
Karmic Revival online, Galactic Legend as well. Shikigami's worst nightmares. They only have the 1 ultimate. Potential for Heaven's Retribution to create some space for them, but they might need to walk with the Luna Snow ultimate onto the point. Fate of both worlds is going to
Also, what's up, Otis?
soon.
Down to a minute and a half already, the Banhammer has gone out onto a backline and forced out a regeneration domain in response. Hot drop from Frost Mountain doesn't grab too much, but Beetle was dutifully staying on the point for now. Moving forward now with the Soul Bond, giving over all of the damage to be spread out between all of these players. Tanuki's fallen down, and so Naga instantly needs to go for a resurrection here. Beetle has to cling on to the point with all of their power as a live stream is given out from Naga to make sure there's plenty of healing to go around.
No, so Marvel Rivals Ignite. So like stage 1 is not until later this year, right? Let me see. Stage 1, 2026.
There's no one there to meet them, and Team Heretics once again have control over the point.
Feels like the alt counting might have been off for Shikigami on that play. They knew Tanuki had
Yeah, I think stage 1 starts in like
the Eternal Bond again.
May or June.
I
think it's in May.
Oh, there's so much. There's so little time to play with as well. Frost Mountain.
So they're not going to play on the new patch. They're not going to play on 7.5. Because right now we're in preseason, technically.
Oh, sees the approach. Knows exactly where the Human Torch wants to play from. That's a beautiful clip to start off with. Where's the second one going to be? Manages to get him by the shins, but can someone touch it for Shikigami? Yes, they get Isidore onto a point. Opening up the portals now. A swap over onto the Elsa. A Hail Mary or Hail Elsa, whatever you want to do. Shikigami are going to try for
yeah.
it. Debarking.
But MRC, which is the tier 2 level of Marvel Rivals, the Marvel Rivals Championship, they are playing on 7.5 right now. So obviously that's the new update. So that's like the best you can get to pro play, like pro play, right? It's like tier 2 pros.
And the impact rocks Shikigami to their very core as Team Heretics hold on first.
The worst case scenario for a counter pick convergence map, not even getting the full first point capture. We need a full hold here from Shikigami, which they've been able to do in the past, but that was against a tilted Na'Vi roster. And Heretics, they know how to stay cool, calm, and collected. When I talked to their coach Limepro earlier this week, he literally said any issues that arise between this team, they talk it out immediately and have no egos. And that's so important to have when you're going into these pressure scenarios and knowing that everything is on the line, and especially your winners finals playoff spot are on the line for this series.
This, for Team Heretics now, is remarkably doable. But Shikigami, they took all of our attention. We really started to pay attention to this team and noticed them when they held Na'Vi on first on this map. Not precisely with this comp, but with something similar.
It just feels like the Cloak and Dagger Loki was an oversight from the Shikigami team that they did not expect to come out, and they were the ones who introduced it into the fold of this series. And then Heretics realized, like, oh, yoink, I can use that myself. I might not be Black Cat, but I'm still going to play their abilities just in the game itself.
All right, breaking down the bridges, giving over no free high ground. Kaya wants to meet them on terra firma.
Really need Isidore to pop off. I've seen them be relatively unaffectable for their team and ineffective in these moments, but it's a huge engagement.
That's an unbelievable assassin charge to start it all off. It seems like Tanuki's going to be able to, or rather Naga's going to be able to get out of dodge. Tanuki's actually playing on the Psylocke for now.
Really just a slowing of the pace for Shikigami here on defense. They don't want to over-engage and push the issue all the way back to the spawn room. They know that they can give some room to Team Heretics and have to respect Beetle here on the Groot. High and away is the play, and they don't want to overextend for one pick to come out, two in their favor now.
Okay.
Yep, Beetle once again taken down.
I wonder if Shikigami can hold this with this wacky-ass air comp. Technically, they could win because they got 90%.
Okay, you know, just going to silence our thoughts on how this composition might not work against Team Heretics and are going for the full hold strategy, and it could happen right before our very eyes, but the pace is being set by Beetle, creating space, even though they aren't able to deal with the high flying away composition of Shikigami. They do need some more aim from Team Heretics, and I'm kind of curious on why they've brought out the Mantis here.
Dude, Isidore is just catching so much poke up in the sky. Right now, all of Team Heretics are that Willem Dafoe gif of just staring at the sky fearfully. Frost Mountain going to try and chase these players out. I believe someone's been isolated. That's the Mantis over there. Naga, yes, has been moved on over to just try and...
Oh. Yo, thank you for the follow, Jay Chong.
They seem so dominant on defense
Beast mode.
before, but that goes to show why Central Park is so defensively sided. They just don't have an answer at this moment. The kidnaps are not
Beast
doing them any
mode.
favors.
Staying up for TLC, right? I thought you guys are first series of the day. Are you guys not the first series of the day? Or are you guys the end series of the day?
Decides not to go too deep into the play here, and instead it's going to have to be.
I probably will stream all of America though.
It's going to just about last as long as is needed, and Beetle was drawn inside there like
Marvel Rivals.
Charge. Nothing gained for Team Heretics in terms of their percentage on point, as a minute and a half remains.
Can't afford to give up so many resources and not get anything for it. Tanuki on the hard flank has the Galactic Legend. This needs to be the stabilizer for their team.
All right, Tanuki with an angle here onto Lindstrom, unable to connect everything though. In comes Heaven's Retribution, who's caught within. It seems like for now, everyone's been able to get out unscathed from the side of Team Heretics. So they use the Soul Resurgence in towards the back. The extra speed is being put to good use. Tanuki needs to try and find an angle here to make something work with the...
To be honest, I should know this. I think you're right. I think you guys are the last series of the day. Let me check. I should know this too.
Beetle can't quite escape from the corner that they've been placed into here, and Kai just has to stand dutiful.
I think the Marvel Rivals esports Twitter, right?
Kai needs a heal. They're walled in by the Groot, and the Rage of Ultron has arrived just in time. Another nice stab from Isidore, who is looking
Pretty sure they put out the schedules. Let me see.
Beautiful performances across the board from Shikigami.
Upcoming games. Oh yeah, you guys are the last game. You guys are the final game. You guys are the final game of the series.
Leoliz is the aimer in charge for their team. Has the sight lines, then Frostmound.
I'll probably skip out on Lunex and Space Station Gaming.
Also the focusing.
Not really interested in that match.
On the Cloak and Dagger, able to use their Terror Capes, blind the competition.
I'll probably do Energy Sen, 100 Thieves. 100 Thieves, Swamp Gaming, and yeah, we lost TLC, yeah. You guys are the final series of the day. That's crazy that you guys are last again, by the way.
Teleportation momentarily gives them a reprieve, and Frost Mountain doesn't manage to get the hot drop. It's taken down by Naga. This could be a critical change. Oh, the interrupt on via through ultimates. Isidore's an absolute madman. It's a manic.
Wait, is Shiki gonna take it?
Into the heart of Team Heretics' offensive push here.
Wait, Shiki's gonna take it. Shiki's gonna take it. Shiki's gonna win this.
Open the portal, but Shikigami have done it. They have drawn up the drawbridge. They have held the castle, and Team Heretics find themselves scuppered on Central Park.
Yo, their Team Heretics is down 2-1 right now.
That this is the way things go down, but
Yo, Team Heretics is down 2-1, guys. What the fuck?
A counter map pick that is their domain to play in, and you do not want to face Shikigami in their own lair. That Central Park has been claimed by...
Yo, no one on Shiki pretty much went down. Literally, Frost Mountain has 7 deaths. Kaya and Isidore just never went down. That's crazy.
Far enough percentage, and didn't give up anything to their opponents in Team Heretics. This is the most dominant performance we've seen from them on the
that's wild.
side of any map so far against Team Heretics. And Team Heretics, they gotta go back to the basics, back to elementary school at this point, and relearn how to play against this composition that Shikigami are pulling out.
The question is like, what do you do against it? I don't know how to counter it. Like, when Isidore's playing like this, he's just that guy right now. Managing to shut down Beetle's ultimate as well. Beetle got nothing done on the Groot. Like, it's so difficult to shut down a Groot of Beetle's caliber, especially with the Ironwood wall. It's not the ideal matchup for an Angela, but shutting down that Strangling Prison was actually possibly the...
That's kind of wild.
Yeah, that Strangling Prison was the lifeline here for Team Heretics. There's multiple of them, and it just felt like Team Heretics were fish out of water. They tried desperately to use their ultimates in tandem and coordinate the dives properly, but they had to look every different direction, and because of that split focus, they could not focus enough on one individual person at a time, and that's why Isidore and Kaya didn't go down a single time.
I'm flabbergasted. What a performance from Shikigami, now on match point against Team Heretics, a team that before this series had not lost a map. They were 13-0, now 14-2. I don't know what Tetcha saw in the tea leaves when he first predicted Shikigami, but evidently the tea leaves were good.
I don't think he could have seen this far into the future.
Let's go over right now, though. Chill. 8 best of 5s in a row. I mean, Spaces. I think J3. Did J3 stream all of them? Dude, I couldn't even stream all of them last night or yesterday. I did the first 2 from EU, and then I did the first 3 from Americas. I knew your game was going to be a stomp. I knew you were going to 3-0, so I was like, I need to get some rest for today, bro. I skipped the first 2 EMEA games today, too, because it's just tough, man. Like, the co-streaming schedule is tough. It's not, like, not that I'm saying it's hard, but, like, how late the games are going, you know? That's the main issue. What time is it for me? I'm in the West Coast, so it's right now it's 11, luckily for me. But I skipped the first 2 games. Yesterday I was up at 6 to stream first 2 series of EMEA. It's not too bad, but it's just annoying. I'm still a little tired, even though I went to sleep earlier yesterday. I don't know how you counter that, Otis. I don't know how you counter it. I'm Irish at 7 p.m. for me. Oh, there you go. It's chill for you then. But then you can't watch the Americas games, right? So I get the I don't know if it's an advantage necessarily, but I technically have the ability to watch both EMEA and Americas if I, wake up on time and stuff like that. Or I just figure it out. I do like that Squirrel Girl's little squirrel here has like the headphones and stuff. It's pretty funny. That's a funny ass skin. Cards. Maybe if you just go for the ground, you just don't even you ignore the air units, I guess. Potentially.
Shikigami are on match point against the favorites of MarvelRivals.
Why does leg day look like
the ones
Kaiba,
that we
bro?
all had in our bracket to go to the end? Shikigami, I don't know. They're just the Kingslayers at this point. But leg day, we knew what was gonna be on the menu when it came to Shikigami's composition. They picked this map for a reason. The same Ultron, Torch, Angel's situation on defense, and the better defense wins at the end.
Yeah, the defense was just absolutely.
What happened to EOIM? It was a big thing before, but now everyone's kind of just stopped talking about it. I feel like people believe that EOIM is still there, but at the same time, I think a lot of the community has gotten used to the matchmaking, if that sounds about right. They also MarvelRivals came out and said they don't use whatever form of EOM. They made a video and everything. They explained their matchmaking and stuff like that. I just think EOM was the hot thing to talk about because of the quality of matchmaking and stuff, which I think has improved since back then, but obviously it's still kind of bad, or it's not the best.
Vanguard bully, and just the matchup is so good.
We're going to Celestial Husk, by the way.
To a Groot or just any Vanguard.
This is Shiki's, or sorry, this is Heretics' team pick.
Beetle off the map, like Isidore was making big plays, but I know Vaudable, you're a big fan of Kaya. He's always making big plays as well.
Oh yeah, I mean,
cooking with Kaya.
A little bit more on the Vanguard.
Cooking with Kaya, guys. We are cooking with Kaya.
Was the Magneto, and I feel like the bubbles really helped them stay alive, especially Frost Mountain. who did have more KOs against them compared to last time that they used this composition. But I think because so much pressure was focused around Frost Mountain, it allowed the rest of the team to really showcase their skills. So I love the performance from them on this map specifically. And also, it can't be understated that the one-sided Invisible Woman might have been the win condition here for Shikigami, because you don't have to worry about the grounding effects from her like little bubble that she has, and also the force physics that can really disrupt the Angela play.
Interesting. We get to see another domination map leg day. This
Dom, bro. We're playing Dom again. I love how you tried to justify me saying
to stay in the series. Finally,
I'm not saying it counters those three, not Torch, Angela, but I'm saying you could, like, in theory.
Domination seems to be where Team Heretics are at their best.
I mean, if there's like a world where you, because like if you look at it this way, there's the air units and then there's like the ground units, right? Like the characters that stay in the air, like Angela, Ultron, and Human Torch. In theory, you could just dive the remaining 3 characters that are on the ground, and like if you take them out, there's a world. But like, I don't say you pick BP to counter Torch. You pick BP to counter the rest of the team. That's what I think. Like there is a world where you can play dive and punish the rest of the team, but I think it's a lot tougher than most people are willing to do.
And they sometimes go back to the 2-2-2 when push comes to shove, but do Heretics have what it takes? How worried are you on a scale of 1 to 10 about Heretics right now?
Like, I'm always open to the possibility. If someone says something, I'm always open to like thinking about it and be like, is there actually any merit to it? Is there a situation? Has there been any OTPs in this before? Any OTPs that have come into Ignite generally have expanded their hero pools. Like even Team Captain, who plays for EMEA, like a lot of people view him as like maybe a Angela and Wolverine player, like those two. He plays other stuff for Pulsar. But Pulsar's obviously not in the playoffs right now. Most of the OTPs that have joined are
Shikigami have put so much thought into
not OTPs anymore.
Also have like become Super Saiyan in playoffs. This is a level of Shikigami we have just never seen before.
I was thinking double hit scan Otis to counter the composition, by the way. I was thinking double hit scan.
Because I think the Elsa was actually a bait to try and avoid like getting their flyer composition banned out in terms of their protects. But like if they're allowed the Elsa again here on Domination, it made a bunch of difference over on Hell's Heaven when combined with that Daredevil. They can't have both the Daredevil and the Elsa again. Like I refuse to allow it. I need to matrix into the bans right now, so there's no way that this gets through again.
Yeah, we'll see if it does get through. Heretics are on their last lives, or they're taking a trip to the lower bracket, and Shikigami go to the winner's final. Or we could go to game 5. Let's find out, guys.
All right, map number 4. 2-1 to Shikigami, and as the words leave my mouth,
2-1 Shikigami.
I am as well. It's interesting that we went to this map
2-1 Shikigami
because Shikigami doesn't have footage on Heretics here specifically. Celestial Husk has been played for them.
I feel like the 3x support would have helped.
And they actually ended up winning that. So an interesting pick here specifically. They could opt for flyer comp. We saw it from Peps trying to do that against Navi in the group stage and worked with middle.
I don't know if they can run the same flyer comp on Celestial Husk though.
Go for here. I think
that's a very like Central Park Shikigami. Like Shikigami only runs that on Central Park from my knowledge.
Shout out to Lemon for this info. Really showcased some good looks on the Namor.
Okay, guess who's getting Elsa again? It's Shikigami. And Team Heretics, still firm believers.
Dude, Heretics just loves the Mantis. I don't
aim, but it seems like thus far, the best looks we've seen from Team Heretics when they don't have the Mantis.
Yeah, it might be a crutch for this team at this rate, is relying so much on the
I don't love this
to enable your team.
I mean, Shikigami's gonna live and die by it.
Damage that you're able to dish out. It's been a bit of a struggle, but getting rid of the invisible boundaries and the invisible woman here with the force physics does bode well for both teams.
Okay, question is, do you protect the Loki here? Try and force out the Cloak and Dagger ban last. I wouldn't mind seeing Team Heretics go for a Jeff protect last either, given that that's currently going to be available to them.
We saw a lot of good looks from Jeff, specifically from other teams on this map, so wouldn't be too surprised if that is a priority of theirs, but there's a couple of different options that they can go for as well. Maybe even the Daredevil if they expect that ban to come through, because we've seen Tanuki be unleashed with that before.
Okay. That's going to be probably a Jeff ban that's now opened up.
Double Gambit?
The Cloak and Dagger ban, but no. You cannot allow Oasis to go wild on the Jeff, but this does mean that Elsa Daredevil is available. Admittedly, the Daredevil is a great anti-Jeff measure, so maybe you're not as worried about it if you've got the healing that Alex can pump out. Yeah, you can see that Naga's already making a maneuver here, thinking, you know what, I think we might see a Daredevil. I'm going to go on the White Fox to try and meet him.
Yeah, I respect that a lot, especially depending on which sub-map we start with as well, right? There's, you know, certain bunkers that you can hide in. If it's more of one of the open sub-maps, then maybe you don't play it as much because there's different ways to deal with them. So we'll see which one we get here.
Wait a minute.
Foremost, and well, I'd say this one's pretty good for the Daredevil.
For now, though,
A lot of corridors and stuff here.
Out in spawn, we'll figure out where we're going to crystallize our compositions. In theory, I quite like Team Heretics draft here. Like, I like the Oasis.
Makes me happy you aren't in flyer meta. Yeah. Well, Ultron, I think, is really good right now on 7.5. We'll see, though. I have yet to play the new season. Obviously, just dropped. But I have a feeling Ultron is going to rise.
Being on the Mantis, which allows Naga.
But I don't think it'll be full flyer. Like, I don't think Torch Storm stuff is going to be there. Maybe not.
The fastball special we see from the other side. Lidstrom kind of playing in their face a little bit, playing some Jeff as well. Okay.
Just speeding them out with the bubbles. Lidstrom is going to be sticking to that Luna to allow for that long-range poke, as well as great burst healing on
Luna Loki.
Like Isidore is going to need quite a bit of babysitting because Hulk absolutely.
I mean, 4 support bans is diabolical. No Gambit, no Mantis, no Invis, no Cloak.
Good, depending on the composition for these teams. Tanuki more focusing on just the hit scan ability and seeing if they can just snipe out the hits from this Feral Leap, but can't get anything just yet.
Oh, those regeneration domains with the Vibrant team up from the Mantis just gave up so much damage boost to Tanuki, instantly burning Frost Mountain's passive, and the second life not quite so long. Tanuki now rolling forward, has a great angle onto this group. Should be able to carve through the Vanguards with little trouble, as they are going to just be receiving all of the care in the world from Oasis.
Well, it seems like a pause has been called, so we will be getting back to our faces for a sec. But right after that first team fight, Team Heretics looked pretty solid for the most part, I will say.
Pause.
I mean, we saw the coordination from them. It seemed Shikigami didn't quite have the best strategy in terms of engagement. And after seeing, you know, Naga being on that White Fox, Tanuki having the off angles and able to get the high ground, I think the positioning from Heretics with their hit scan is something that the team of Shikigami struggled against so much. You know, we saw on Yggdrasil Path, and having this second floor that they can position themselves from is going to be a great focal point to rally behind here on Celestial Hand.
Yep, don't worry, we'll grab you guys the info as to why the match is paused as soon as is viable. But for Team Heretics, like, they're already showing off all that Tanuki can do when it comes to these hit scans. I think that Phoenix, it's not necessarily new to Tanuki's hero pool, but it's a good prime addition. Like, he could flex onto it before, and it wasn't like a throw, you know, but he wasn't like a legendary Phoenix player. Definitely showing off some amazing accuracy so far today, and is making sure that Frost Mountain does not feel comfortable with these engagements now, even with having connected that fastball special onto Enzo. During the airtime, Frost Mountain had already lost the passive, and that meant that Enzo was fairly safe and sound. And the follow-up that came through from the regeneration domain that Alex had, courtesy of the Mantis team-up, which is another thing that Mantis brings to the table that we don't see quite as often as the raw damage boost is for team-up. That just meant that the punishment onto Frost Mountain was so severe.
Unfortunately, didn't have a direct flight to their destination. It seemed that there was a bit of a layover in the air and some turbulence that they experienced as they tried
Unfortunate
to
on the pause
down for their team. So we'll see if maybe some more fastballs come out in better fashion from Shikigami, but I'm really more interested on this retake. You see or at least we can kind of see on our end, that there will be a fastball coming out at some point. Really crucial on who they're focusing on. Is it going to be trying to deal with Tanuki so that they aren't in the way of their advance, or is it going to be more that back line, focusing it towards Alex specifically, or even Oasis, who's been enabling Tanuki with this extra damage? And I think having Tanuki,
we might get back in soon, the way they're talking.
And that extra damage is a lot better than some of the different positions we've seen from them, depending on which duelist comes out. I mean, we saw some of the Star-Lord play, but the Star-Lord, I feel like, has potential on this map, especially Celestial Hand. You can flank around and use those Galactic Legends, but Tanuki feels a little bit more comfortable here as we get back into it.
Okay, yeah, see?
Well, don't worry, you don't have to look at our faces for much longer. We're going to go right back into a game here where Shikigami...
I had a feeling the way they were talking, we're going to get back into the game.
Front to back mostly, as Leolas doesn't have the greatest range on that Elsa. Indestructible guard given over now by Isidore on this brand new siege forward, and Frost Mountain's already catching a bunch of aggro, unable to get too much off the back of their feral leap. But look at this, Enzo's incredibly deep towards the back, a double charm from Naga. The value is real from the White Fox right now as Kaya's gone down. The rest of the back line was distracted by the engagement of the tank Vanguard pool.
Once again, Team Heretics, after the disruption of the pause, able to rally together and prove that they have a grasp of the situation.
They're doing it.
Celestial Husk itself in their hands, no puns intended. Shikigami just haven't been able to find a route in. They've had such long sight lines and corridors to try and engage on the objective, and even the fastballs aren't really creating the space that they would hope they would, and they really need to find some entry frag to actually get a purchase on this objective.
Frostnut is just getting exploded in the hand of Isidore for now. Actually misses the jump, gets a quick exile there. Now can start to wrap around the back. You can see already some point percentage has been accrued. Name moves forward. The Glatrox has been used, but I don't think it's really recovered anyone right here. And Name's trying to give over a little bit more. Beetle with the strangling.
Frost Mountain! Frost Mountain!
Was that Alex on the group? Okay, maybe not the copy you wanted, but hey, the God of Mischief can get a little bit of whimsy inside them. Naga's going to throw forth even more here as the...
But he copied the Groot. That's gotta be a mistake.
They've invested all 6 of their ultimates, and Frost Mountain's going to have the last note in this song as the last stand is ready to go, heads towards the back line. A few people in towards it. It's a pass over to Isidore. To me, to you. Shout
Wait a minute.
As Enzo opens up a portal, the Pentagram of Ferala opens and debarking directly into the buffing up effect of the regeneration domain here. Means that Shikigami still have a lot more to go in this point. Yet Kaya looks for an opening here with the Eye of Agamotto. It needs to be used before Team Heretic can get another set of ultimates done in towards the back. One player stunned. Gonna be Alex. Can't quite bring up the damage in time. For regeneration domain's not there, but Frost Mountain still slicing and dicing his way through.
Great work by the Shikigami roster. Use their ultimates and now have the Fate of Both Worlds available to them, and using the damage boost specifically so that they can finish these fights. Even though they don't have the Mantis, they still have the overwhelming power and offensive capabilities of Leolas here to do the work necessary to at least get some opening percentage. But a lot was wasted resource-wise on this team fight, and Team Heretics with Enzo have a couple of engagements that they can go for.
They staggered Oasis.
Yeah, that was so needed as well, because
no, they staggered my boy.
Only 20% so far.
That's not the best position they want to find themselves in, unfortunately, especially because they still have some time for Name to get their ultimate again. They do have the regular Eternal Bond, or excuse me, Fate of Both Worlds available for Lindstrom. Isidore can have the Monster Hulk unleashed in mere moments, but Tanuki and Sung Inferno, that might be...
If Shikigami flipped this from 99 to 0, that's crazy.
Well. Any healing going over onto the Vanguards is going to be shared with that Wolverine, who's certainly going to be taking a lot of damage over in the front line. You can see Enzo creeping, has dreams for a big Eye of Agamotto, but oh, he's already been shut down. 3 players.
Ooh, Leo.
We're feasting tonight. It's a high-protein meal for the Apex Predator as Leolas reigns above them all and has managed to find that short range. Oh, it's Stagger City, baby.
And this just goes to show you can never count out Shikigami, even with Team Heretics having so much time at the start. They are getting the
they're bringing them back
stagger, but they're also getting a bit distracted. And they're getting back capped, and they can't afford to get the point up just for free.
All right, can't afford to give it up for free, yes, but Beetle not being here does mean that they don't really have the meat to try and make this one work. Hello, Alex already gone.
They're gonna try. They're gonna try.
Oasis and Tanuki have both been stunned on out. Out comes the eye of Agamotto. It's Alex and Enzo. Can they be shut down in time? Alex didn't even get time to use their own soul resurgence. Unbelievable. The fate of both worlds now to be decided as the Kumiho begins stomping.
Wait, Cheeky. Soren, what do you know, bro? Soren, what do you know that I don't know?
Shikigami here as the World Breaker Hulk is such a menace in the back line. The return of Beetle means the return of the ultimate, but nothing was there to really follow up upon it. Beetle simply hoped they could do it all by themselves, cowering with their plushie. Enzo's hoping
Enzo
pass that the monsters found under the bed will be taken away, but the monsters are here and the monsters are real and they look like Shikigami. Oasis has taken off the point and Team Heretics find themselves reverse swept on the control point.
They could have touched there at the last moment if they dove in, but for some reason we're too hesitant. The aura of Kaya was too much to overcome on the Doctor Strange, and they'd rather just rally back on this next mental reset is what is needed. A refresh of the memory banks and a full
they are doing it. Shikigami is doing it. That's crazy.
Point. Unfortunately,
everyone's brackets are going to be broken. Everyone's brackets are going to be broken because of Shikigami.
Doing everything. Whenever it seems like you are counting them out, you can't at that moment in time. Heretics thinking they've already won, saying, oh, you know, we can let you use your ultimates, we'll get back on the objective, fine. The masterful staggers that we saw from Shikigami, I think, are the main reason why we saw them come out on top here specifically, because the strategists were not able to get back with their team and get those ultimates up even faster, and because they walled them off so that they couldn't even escape their doom. It was just such a tough spot for Heretics to find themselves in, and here comes another portal play.
Brand new portal. Brand new Shikigami is actually a little bit high, which means that going back through it's not going to be an option. Oh, Frost Mountain. He's grasping at you. He's got the little grabby hands of a child. Come here. Give me that venom.
I see the Venom come into play just proactively from Beetle, and usually it's Enzo the one that's playing it. It feels like Beetle's lost their
just chilling on point.
We haven't even seen the Captain America a single time so far as the Soul Resurgence from Name just creating space.
Oh, quick sleep. Sedating Tanuki temporarily, and a nice duplicitous exchange to get back to a safer area. Tanuki doesn't even have time.
Oh, Tanuki gets bursted by Kaya, bro.
Caught with him. There is an attempt to try and shut it down, but Alex is already down as well. Beetle's falling so low, the Monster Piercer just tears through the symbiotic flesh of Eddie Brock. And as they are going to be able to make a frenzied arrival, it's just a last chance saloon. Shikigami get first control.
Heretics fans, heads in their hands right now, wondering where we went wrong, and it seems like Shikigami were just too underestimated. They had the time and preparation of 2 weeks before playoffs and knew what they needed to do to take down this monumental squad who hadn't lost a single map, but 13 was the unlucky number for them as they've lost 2 so far and potentially the 3rd.
Now go from afar, Cosmic Clusters, plenty of them. We'll be able to get more live streams off the back of these crits as well, as Shikigami have been placed into a corner and giving up a good amount of space on the point. What a flick from Tanuki. Takes down Frost Mountain, and now the remainder of the Vanguards on Team Heretics can get a little bit more aggressive. You can see a quick sedation onto Isidore. Unbreakable Guard used, but so fast is the follow-up that Isidore has no chance to try and make this one work. And now all the angles begin to collapse onto Kaya and attempt to try and turn this one around. Going to be difficult to try and TP back as only just fallen has for Doctor Strange. A pick onto Oasis here from Leolaz, and this might be the opening that's necessary. A last stand directly into the loving arms of Alex. Well answered, and a quick resurrection as well to bring Oasis back. Naga knows that it's now or never as Team Heretics flip the point back.
This is a better composition from Team Heretics, having that res just as a safety button if they need it, but also Alex.
All right, we're back.
They've been using
we're back.
Their
has
been
Cheeky.
beautiful. I mean, they caught their team who 55%. Got last standed, and rightfully so, should have been eliminated and kept them in the fight the entire time. And this sustain from Team Heretics seems to be the difference maker, at least for now. But Shikigami having their ultimates built up, we'll see how this goes as Soul Resurgence comes through.
Name ready to open up. Actually managed to copy over the Mantis here. Soul Resurgence gives extra movement speed, but Name slowed down in their own
extra
right.
movement speed
by Beetle and Tanuki in tandem. Kai's still in the back, so Alex is going to need a touch of attention. But you know what? It's just going to turn it around upon them. You want to dive me? Nah, I'm going to go dive Frost Mountain, mate.
This is not the position Shikigami want to find themselves in, especially with Enzo just in their back line, dealing damage and taking everyone to task.
Yeah, these dual Desert Eagles, they just do so much damage, and of course has the Banhammer ready to go. Oh no, another freeze.
That's the second freeze in a row we've seen from Alex. They have been an assassin with them, making sure that anytime they try to dive out, they are going to be dining and dashing back to their spawn room. And Oasis is a beautiful pick as well.
Yeah, Oasis has got the good angles here as well to gather the information. They can see multiple players moving through the cave. Shikigami, they have 4 ultimates to try and play with here, but do they have a space to try and use them?
It's a tough spot to think about. Kaya, though, Feast of the Abyss to try and engage with the Banhammer as well.
Banhammer onto the opposing Leolas. Getting rid of that main duelist is so important.
Wait, he cut him off with a bubble? Did he cut him off with a bubble?
Very impactful for trying to cut off the LOS of the Fate of Both Worlds. But now Kaya surrounded. The back's getting dove upon. Enzo is right on top of them. Lindstrom's going to fall as well as Tanuki's just an accuracy machine. Soon to lose for passive is Frost Mountain. That healing factor won't last forever. And neither will your Hulk. 99% to Team Heretic. Shikigami aren't even bothering to go for a TP to recontest this one. They know it's all going to come down to map number 3.
Okay.
So
Okay.
the swap, the composition.
We're going to the Codex. We're going to the Codex.
Flexibility cannot be understated. We saw how
Shikigami could just
for them
win it here in uppers.
Swap to a different comp on the fly that they've practiced ahead of time and knew on Yggdrasil path that this could be their way to victory. And unfortunately for Shikigami, they just lost all composure. There were split pushes, awkward angles that they were trying to move together when you're playing dive heroes, and just odd challenges and choices, I guess you could say, from them trying to re-engage on this objective. All out of sorts because of the freezes that were coming out, the res that they had to worry about, Beetle going in with the dives, the Feast of the Abyss, and then they had to worry about the snipes from Tanuki and Oasis on the other side. It was just a nightmare scenario for Shikigami.
Yeah, like Naga can just put out so much more damage on the Adam as well compared to White Fox. Like, they came out on the White Fox hedging their bet against, like, a Frost Mountain Daredevil, right? And when they realized that Frost Mountain's not going to be playing with Daredevil on this one,
ooh, Kaya wants to
Naga
TP
really
kidnap.
get the value off that poke, feeling a lot less pressured in the backlines.
Well, portal play comes through. Shikigami looking to engage, and if they can get a big pick, this will be a big win for them to change things in their favor. But the freeze is just going to deny them any access.
Oh, Tanuki's forced to use their
Wait, Tanuki used Ensong Inferno?
Portal is the question. Seems like they've used their cover well. The rest of Shikigami just going to roll on through towards the point. This has been an equivalent exchange of resources, but it's given Shikigami the chance to earn up towards that God of Mischief. Frost Mountain already a little bit pressured, and Team Heretics have a good position on the point as well as a nice little bit of safety.
Naga has ult.
Try and play with. Can they grab Leolas? He's the public enemy number 1. The cellular corrosion finally gets to him as Beetle was damage boosted for that one. Frost Mountain drags players to the back with the last stand, but can't
nice from Oasis.
Can't find any frags off the back of it, and now Alex is rolling forward. Oh, there's vengeance in the heart of this strategist. Not a healer, by the way. I'm a strategist, and my strategy is send them all to the graveyard.
Pre-buff, by the way. This is the Season 7 patch for those who are wondering, not 7.5. All the preseason being played on it, if we haven't said it enough. But Layla's being that public enemy number 1, as you mentioned, they have not had any help to stay up.
Haven't had any room to breathe.
Field here in Frost Mountain. I love the swap over to the Daredevil, give them a little bit more vision.
Oh, Shikigami's going to run the double team-up comp with dive. They're going to run the double team-up dive comp.
This needs to be the win condition for Shikigami, and they're going for a back cap.
The Daredevil makes a lot of sense. Now that there's no longer a White Fox to try and deal with, Beetle needs to try and finish off their meal here, trying to hunt down Leolas. Naga's going to be difficult to get on top of, though. Still using this high ground. You can see that he's been hit with the Daredevil multiple times. In comes the Soulbond, sharing out the damage between 5 players. Maximum effectiveness here for Naga off the back of a utility. As Enzo moves around the back, looking to try and find an angle. Alex is already
nice from Leolas.
The resurrection, the Karmic Revival used. Both of those strategists are going to return. Still, Team Heretics are in control of the point. Beetle down as well, but Leolas has finally traded out. When any amount of players for Leolas is a good trade when you've got the Karmic Revival.
It doesn't matter. Karmic Revival is there.
Down the remainder of the back line, and Lindstrom is going to be able to get away, but not before Kaya has to sacrifice themselves for the safety.
Tough spot to be in for Shikigami because the bands, that's the best that they could have done going into this map. It's just being outplayed at the neutral game by Team Heretics. Naga on this Adam, able to use the reses in tandem as they need. Oasis, so Resurgence, but also the extra damage boost. And even Lindstrom trying to swap to the Jeff just to provide some covering fire and heals from the backline as best as they can. But the It's Jeff needs to be big for this win.
Lindstrom would love to try and grab the Luna here, forces out the ultimate as Tanuki looks towards Lindstrom, wants to try and shut them down. You need to look towards Shikigami. On the point though, Oasis off the map was unable to save the coast strand. Just Leolas can't get the healing through in time though. The debuff from a Feast of Ibis was so much to try and deal with. Kaya's big head bopped there by Tanuki, and it seems that there's no luck for Jeff either. Team Heretics rescue their chances of a 5th map here on the last possible moments. 99-0 seeming like it's going to roll out here. Frost Mountain can't stand up to the accuracy of Nagano. Portal is going to be opened, and our series is going to a map number 5.
Statement made by Team Heretics on Celestial Husk. Yes, they did technically get reverse swept on the first point, but they were still able to close it out strong. Compositions worked out well, and just goes to show that you can try your best to ban out the comfortable heroes for this team, but Tanuki will pull out the Phoenix. You still are always going to be seeing that Mantis save, but it doesn't need to necessarily be played by Naga. Oasis can do just as fine of a job, and we tie things up going into that map 5.
Dude, Naga dropping 57% accuracy on the Adam is kind of nuts. I'm not gonna lie. That's very impressive. Tanuki, of course, walking away with 12 final hits.
12 finals is wild.
Damage boost coming from Oasis, definitely
Pretty
contributing heavily to that. Oasis also dropping a massive amount of healing on the Mantis, considering that half of their resources are going to pocketing Tanuki with the damage boost.
That pocket, I think this is the best it's worked out this series for Team Heretics. The previous ones, you could see them getting shut down time and time again.
Let me go put some stuff away.
Really working as well as it could have for Shikigami, and they found some greatness in
some of my
the
dishes
first
and stuff.
parts of the second
Give me
point,
a second.
but it was too little too late towards the end of it, where they just didn't have enough sustain. And I feel like they might have spent a little bit too much time on the Hulk and trying to go for the fastball specials to their own demise. And maybe if we saw Magneto to protect Leolas a little bit more and rallied behind them, specifically the Ultron in some cases, would have been a good look as well. But unfortunately for them, they just didn't find the right composition to counter Team Heretics in time. And Team Heretics were the team who found the magical composition to win here.
Yeah, Team Heretics, great adaptation off of that first round, realizing where things went wrong. Also, of course, those long staggers probably took an entire fight, maybe a fight and a half, out of the hands of Team Heretics on what could have been the recontest there. So very impressive stuff. But Team Heretics, definitely, they love to get down and dirty on these domination maps. The question is, are they going to be as proficient on our 5th map, which is going to be Shikigami's choice?
Yeah, it can be, Convoy or Convergence at this rate, because we did get the reset. So there's a couple of different options that they could go for. Of course, they can't play any of the ones that they've done so far, so no more Central Park available to them. Even the Hell's Heaven that we saw worked so well before. I mean, maybe Heart of Heaven could be one for them too. We'll have to find out what our final map is going to be in our map 5 of our first semifinal after this.
Watch out, they're headed our way! Don't mess with the amazing Spider-Man!
get water.
The hunt is on. 1,000 gods!
What is this, our first game 5 of playoffs, and in a scenario we would have never expected? All the way to round 3, Celestial Husk, the choice of Heretics. Well, they're choosing to also go to game 5. But Vaudable, I feel like all of this wouldn't be possible without Tanuki.
Tanuki MVP, they have had the most damage every single time for their team, and in the lobby we've seen as well. They're usually a dive specialist, Daredevil, and Psylocke we saw before, but they have been unleashed on this ranged duelist of Phoenix, and now seeing them going to Spider Island specifically, especially, you know, on that first hold, Phoenix could do a pretty decent job here as well.
And I mean, leg day, I think Naga did fantastic as usual. We're used to him being the Mantis Lord. Now it's Oasis that has to have that mantle, and more Adam from Naga. That's been fun.
Yeah, being able to pass off the Mantis means that, like, Oasis got that flexibility, which is great, but also means that, like, Naga being able to move over to the White Fox and they're anticipating a Daredevil coming their way, or moving over, like, oh, okay, they're going to play this, like, anti-Vanguard kind of Elsa Wolverine lineup again. We decided that the answer to that is going to be more poke, and that's in the form of the Adam. And also, like, we can't save our Vanguards with our strategist ults, so we'll just bring them back afterwards. That's fine.
It's fine. We're just in game 5, guys, of the preseason playoffs with, I don't know, thousands and thousands of dollars on the line. But don't worry, for all the viewers in the chat, this doesn't affect how you're going to do or what's going to happen to you when it comes to the other stages. But game 5, Audible, this is for all the marbles. I don't believe we've seen Shikigami on Spider Island.
Yeah, we're back.
So, I mean, everyone's bringing out all the secret strats and all the secret maps for this one.
Yeah, we haven't seen either of these teams, and I feel like this is always the best bet, especially as the stages go along, right? If you don't have footage on them in this professional setting outside of scrims, of course, then they might not know which comps you've been practicing for it. And having this be the counter pick, I feel like it lends really well to the Angelo we saw from Isidore specifically, from that second corridor, and at the start we've seen, you know, Frankie Boxing is saying you got to play really close. You can go for the initial Assassin's Charge. I mean, I saw you, Lemon, getting some practice in with that too previously. And, you know, there's some great looks we can see with that kind of a hero play on this map specifically.
I mean, this map is so narrow, leg day, and my big question is Layla's gonna get the Elsa? Like, that is such a big variable that I think Heretics haven't fully respected out of Shikigami.
Yeah, like, Leila's is kind of topping the charts every single time. It's been very interesting to watch. I do wonder if we're going to go down towards, like, more of its flyer composition as well, because we've seen the Protect on the Elsa when Leila's won't even play it. So, like, with the small amount of spider runs we've seen so far, it's kind of anyone's game when we're thinking, like, what's even going to be played here?
I know, right? And this was just a little reminder, guys. This is a rematch. They face each other very last match of the preseason regular matches, and Heretics swept them with the quickness. And now Shikigami, they're reversing the script. It's game 5 to see if Heretics can get back afloat, or if Shikigami are gonna pull off the second biggest upset of playoffs. Let's find out.
If you haven't already been blown away, hold on to your hats, gamers. Map number 5, the first one for EMEA, and in a series we didn't particularly expect it, but Shikigami are outstripping all expectations as we head into our final fan phase.
Even if they do end up falling here, I feel like they've put the rest of the competition in EMEA on notice, showcasing that they do their homework. They know what to focus on in terms of bans, but it seems they might be changing things up here. Now they're just going directly with the Gambit. Just took some time to figure out what they want to prioritize in terms of protects. And it's always going to be using that as their focal point for their duelist line specifically. But I'm also curious if we potentially see the Jeff ban or protect, because Jeff also does really well on this map.
Okay. Is it going to be one-sided Mantis again now? Team Heretics have proven that it is valuable. Although it's had a better rate in this series in the hands of Oasis than in Naga, but that's potentially just down to Naga having such a, a Thanos tier Atom Warlock.
Yeah, I like the flexibility of both these strategists being able to kind of like pick up different heroes if they need to here specifically. And
Mantis again
of
for
course, the most part,
Shikigami.
In terms of the bans and protects, they do want to keep that one-sided Elsa in their favor. Likely going to be the Invisible Woman bans on both sides again, especially if you do opt for playing that Angela. And there's just so much prioritization towards the best-in-slot heroes out there that you don't usually see as many focuses on target bans necessarily. So the Loki, of course, is going to get through again. They're likely going to play the Groot, as we've seen in the past. And Groot does pretty good with creating space, but also defending that cart as you're moving forward.
Okay, a Venom instead of a Jeff here. Like, this is another very powerful zone for Jeff. So Shikigami are likely thinking over, do we want to nerf the Jeff with a Symbiotic Shenanigans team up? Okay, they're going to try and lower the tempo here from Team Heretics, but I don't know if the Venom's a hugely valuable ban, to be honest, when Beetle has an even better Captain America in the back pocket, or can just move over to a Vanguard Deadpool.
Ooh, locking in on the Cloak and Dagger potentially here as well. I like having that flexibility to them. Name seemed really good.
This has to be Loki.
Cloak and Dagger there, and more on
no Cloaky,
yeah,
no Cloaky.
Loki. They don't
no
want them to have
Cloaky.
the Cloaky available. It forces that ban and allows them to more rally behind some of their other picks. So
is the Venom that annoying from Heretics?
No, Frost Mountain potentially bringing out what was teased earlier on, but Layla is, of course, going to be rocking that Elsa. So Groot action from Kaya, we saw some good looks, but maybe the one-sided Venom too, just to poke that backline even more so. And I feel like Beetle on that Venom was one of the main reasons why Shikigami could not approach, and they just got PTSD after that last map, so they don't want to have to even worry about it here, even if they do go off against a Beetle Captain America potentially.
Questions whether or not Team Heretics here are going to do what me and my team called Pepsing, which is where you basically hold at the spawn door with 3 strategists healing you, and then the second that you lose the fight, everyone goes to cart, falls, stalls, and then you instantly TP back with a Doctor Strange, try and get 3 fights out of your first point defense here on Spider Islands to really drain the enemy's time bank.
That's
different options that they can go.
I wonder if they're gonna do that.
Beetle specifically just trying to focus more on grounding in case there are
Spider Islands
flankers coming out from the Shikigami, so they can't use their movement abilities, and also shutting down Layla.
Is Frost Mountain going
long angle?
Break comp just in case.
From the looks of it, Beetle's just going to be able to play this 90 degrees with a Stone Haymaker, continually generating overhealth for themselves, and you can see that those walls will not last for long against the amount of fire that comes out of a this kind of backline.
The storm is interesting.
I do like this patience game that we're seeing from Heretics, not allowing Shikigami to build up their ultimates this fast. Frost Mountain, though, swapping on over into the storm for the damage boost, and could be the difference maker between them on this push as well.
More walls erected, but moving as one. When you're playing around that storm inside the aura, it does mean you're also sharing out these sparks, and Snooki's able to blow player after player all the way up.
Ooh, Isidore goes down.
Continuing just to hold things down.
Bro, Isidore is fish food right now. He's playing into Mantis, Phoenix, like there's so much poke.
But Tanuki's not giving them any time of day.
Frost Mountain just wraps around the back. Remember, it does have access to the speed boost aura as well. But, like, playing this tight does mean that Tanuki already has their ultimate.
Help spot the B, and Oasis almost has a Soul Resurgence. Even Alex with the God of Mischief available to them. So a lot of countermeasures available for Team Heretics in this next team fight. And they kind of give Shikigami almost the cart for free.
All right, Isidore falling low does demand the Ice Arts in terms of protection here from the Lunar Snow, and forcing out the regeneration domain does mean that's one less tool that Team Heretics have to try and play with. Yeah, see, charge already used, and now Enzo moving forward with the Soul Bond behind them and the Sonic Seduction. You need to look towards the back. 2 players grabbed into all of the damage by the group. The Strangling Prison gets Tanuki as the primary victim, but they're instantly going to be brought back here.
Born again into the Omega Hurricane.
Still has the God of Mischief if they want to go for a second raise in the midst of all of this. Frost Mountain ready to answer. The Omega Hurricane burns through at least Oasis, but not much more than that, as the first resurrection is burned, but the second waits in the wings.
Woo!
Isidore can't even get inside of the fate of both worlds. There was an attempt to try and just skid it towards the group. And here we go. Alex going to be joining them. Life and death seem to be very impermanent concepts to Team Heretics.
Yeah, I was waiting for that final redemption arc to come in from Team Heretics again, as we see them sticking with the Adam Warlock, the Resurrections coming through, the Revivals, too powerful for Shikigami to burst past.
Dude, this comp is so boring, man. The Adam Loki double res, it's so annoying to play against.
Of revival that we see.
Then you have Soul Resurgence as well, right? Or Soul Bond, sorry. Potentially double Soul Bond. Oh, this is so frustrating for Shikigami.
Go for the Carbon Crush if necessary, but not when it happens like this.
Oh, Enzo already falling low, and Beetle needs to be healed up desperately as well. It's going to make Team Heretics' front line a little bit more fragile, as it's only the thing who doesn't really have much in the way of mitigation. The Monster Piercer just gets through them so quickly, and it's still an Apex Predator to try and play with. If you see everyone put their backs towards that cliff, Enzo's going to open up a portal in the midst of all this. That's going to be a little bit of peel, a little bit of shielding that's going to be active for Team Heretics as they move towards the final space. Beetle needs to be careful about the enemies that they're going to be facing off against here, as still it is going to be a deep play from Beetle, mostly blocked off, but inside.
Okay, Name pops Cloak and Dagger ultimate, strangling prison. Whoa, team wipe, almost team wipe.
And while Oasis is going to bring everyone forward off the back of a Soul Resurgence, the damage might already be done. Naga doing his best to escape. Frost Mountain's right on top of him, and when the mountain crumbles upon you, you better well bloody gonna feel it. The remainder of Team Heretics desperately scramble for the car. In comes the Eye of Agamotto.
Only lands on Kaya.
Kaya though, and cannot do any headshots to try and turn it around. A last chance saloon from Alex, popping the regeneration domain.
Shikigami.
A swept from first.
Frost Mountain having the Snowflake and diving in directly with Kaya seems to be the answer against this composition from Team Heretics. That's exactly why Beetle is swapping in it to the Magneto. Able to bubble their backline and at least keep them up is going to be a huge difference maker for Team Heretics in this next fight. Shikigami seem to have their wits about them and know where to position the backline and have some peel, which they were severely lacking in the previous comp that they went out with.
Frost Mountain already been forced to use their reflection, so they won't be able to go too aggressive here. But you know what? Kaya will be aggressing for you. Say farewell to the regeneration domain. Say farewell to Enzo, Oasis, Tanuki, and all others as well. Frost Mountain's well on top of it, and Team Heretics find themselves wiped out cleanly.
Oh, the Naga revival canceled out immediately during the cast. Massive death unleashed by Frost Mountain, but the rest of their team also working properly. But here comes Team Heretics, and here comes Jeff. They're halfway to their ultimate.
Yeah.
Big Eat on the horizon.
Oasis has swapped over, and Alex has swapped over to anti-dive now, but they don't have Luna Fox.
Revival, either Leolaz looking towards this backline now. Does have access to the Apex Predator if they're going to use it, and this is the Captain America from Beast I was talking about earlier. Naga going to be giving out some of these damage moves, looking towards the back, making sure that there's plenty of damage being sent towards them. The dice seems to have been rebuffed, and Isidore's already fallen away. That means the Shikigami don't have the meat to try and sustain this push.
I love this change in composition. The Fox Marble is working out well from Alex, just to curve into the carnage of the oncoming enemies, and they can use their charm when necessary just to disrupt some of the abilities. Frost Mountain, though, swapping, interestingly, to the Wolverine to try and deal with Beetle and Enzo as they dive into their backline, and Kaya
Beetle's one of the best caps.
A different answer for their team here.
Dodging the charm, Beetle might be disengaging, but is still full HP this entire time. The pocket is looking strong. There has been a little bit of a drawback towards the cart. I believe that Kaya's over there, demanding some attention. Symbolic Resilience temporarily reinforced the health bar, and now it's time for Name to charge on forward, utilizing the Eternal Bond. The damage might be overwhelming. Tanuki down to 1. Lindstrom wants to chase, but knows that they can't catch up to the Daredevil. Out comes the Apex Predator, but those who are within are enervated by the Freedom Charge. Tanuki not quite so lucky, and now Shikigami
Tanuki goes down.
It's time for a party to decide the fate of both worlds and the fate of this point as well. Terror Cape after Terror Cape rack the nerves of Team Heretics, and Isidore's getting angry now. Burns through Naga. Jeff's up next.
Isidore!
A monster when it comes to the mechanics on the Hulk. Who can possibly move over towards the point to keep this one contested? Tanuki gets his nerves.
Oh my God, Isidore! What a combo! The exile into clap and then clap again.
Was that Beetle had the masterful back cap. The back Captain America is basically what you could call him, because he was there behind enemy lines ready to take them to that overtime scenario before they could easily get that second checkpoint, wasting those precious seconds and now making it that much more difficult for them to complete their capture of the third objective.
Big grab onto Enzo. How's the escape going to be, though? Tanuki in the back line gets exiled after letting the devil out. Isidore says, you're going to have to put the devil back in, mate. I'm done with that one for now. A quick fastball onto Enzo. Isidore and Frost Mountain, they're just so practiced with these. And when the Frost Mountain keeps falling on you, call
Oh, my Lord.
Avalanche.
Pain is the name of the game for Team Heretics backline, and they cannot escape it with any remedy that they try to pull out. The Jeff enough with the healing streams of water, and Naga just needs to stay alive to keep their team in this. So the Soul Resurgence, unfortunately, was a little too late if they tried to use it, so they had to save it for the next fight. But 20 seconds, not much time remaining. And again, another back cap.
Kaya towards the back, remaining annoying. Has a frenzied arrival ready to go. Looking towards Alex now. The corrosive tentacles make their mark. The slow is given over. Looking for a quick fastball here, but look at where Team Heretics have been.
Wait, Glartrox got stopped? No, it didn't.
The Glartrox takes down Oasis. This time they turned upon the shark and tried to slay him. Can they burn through the healing of the Mantis? No, the
Okay.
restoration of Mantis. Exactly
We have to do another Soul Resurgence.
could do nothing.
Loki already copied?
Pretty lady will get
Yeah.
punched upside the head by the belly clubs of Tanuki. During overtime, Team
Overtime.
find all that they want and a touch more on top of that. A momentary bit of resilience from Kaya.
Lindstrom has all in 5%. Please.
Burning eyes of Team Heretics. Overtime starts to tickle away. Frost Mountain can't do it by himself. Lindstrom was actually shielded away so the healing couldn't be delivered to the wayward use of the Wolverine. And now Enzo in the diamond form is master of all.
Wait,
the
Isidore has
healing
all.
receives. 100 charges.
Wait, Leola's on the flank.
Maybe there's something still left in this fight. Alex under threat. Leola's going to be beamed on down, being held
No,
in
Nami!
hostage by Enzo. All those who were caught on the cart by Oasis going to be trafficked away. Inside of all of this, there's still the eating of the Hulk. Beetle moving towards the back. Lindstrom could be overwhelmed. The portal's opened up. As
Lindstrom's
Kaya
down.
back Shikigami.
Oh, Frost almost had ult, bro. 5% on last stand.
To budge. Name's been taken down. There's no
Cheeky.
and while Isidore may go down a warrior, it's a beautiful death, but not one that will be witnessed in the history books.
Delaying the inevitable is what it felt
2.5.
like their leg day. The
2.5.
strategists from Heretics had the high ground and
Yo,
positioning
Shiki could
and
hold
were
it.
able to use
Soren,
the
Shiki
local
could win
forces
this.
to bob and weave and dodge the haymakers that were coming out from both the Doctor Strange and the Hulk. And unfortunately, so much focus being given to Beetle, specifically being that gnat in the ear of the other team, as Captain America's tend to be, just had to demand so much focus from them that they could not deal with them. And Beetle could do it every single day if they need to, and you can see why they've been saving this Captain America play, knowing that they're not going to be banning it out because they haven't played it every single map until now.
This has been an absolute pleasure to behold. What a match so far. No matter which of these teams moves forward to our winners finals, they are going to be an absolute handful, whether in the upper or lower bracket.
One last chance for Shikigami specifically. They need to go for a full hold here. Hopefully they don't go the distance and force the issue. They didn't get to that final checkpoint, so there's no chance for an overtime potential play for this team. Frost Mountain going with the tech that worked so well in Central Park, but much different map that they have to face off against.
Soren's a believer.
Different hero pool from Heretics that they're pulling out.
And no Angela to force these fights. Instead, Isidore, more keen to get stuck in because there's currently a mission area in motion. You need to get that constant tap on the point to stall out and buy time for Frost Mountain to find the frags.
Speaking of frags, Naga now the one that's picking up the mantle.
Frost Mountain's running the torch comp, bro. It's so annoying.
Who has the claws unleashed and the jetpack available if they get a kidnap, but missed it with the barrel leap, unfortunately there.
Isidore just doing his best to kite away. Right now, Isidore's job is just be annoying and survive. Stop the cart in its place. Give Kaya a moment to try and survive this one. A well-placed mag cannon keeps them at bay. And Naga at the moment is just holding Frost Mountain hostage. Yeah, the drip healing is coming through from the imperative patch, but the drip damage is a lot of more of a heavy downpour.
feels like Frost Mountain on this torch is just being decimated in terms of positioning. They can't.
Oh, the tracking from Enzo.
Enzo just showing that, hey, I have 2 Desert Eagles with your name on it.
And the second that Ultron goes down, Frost Mountain has to abandon that angle. Can't stay on it any longer. Oh, it's also been taken off the map by Tanuki. At least they've both fallen down, courtesy of Kai using a fully charged mag can to make sure that there's no survival available. For Meteor M, it's a little bit of a niche play here. But what can Kai do with it? Oh,
ooh.
would have been so sick, but you
I respect that.
I'm afraid. Instead, it's going to be a long-range throw coming through from Beetle to try and shut down Lindstrom. And indeed, stuck inside of the ultimate, there's nothing to be done. Isidore can float above it, all plays for a quick heal off the back of the health pack. However, Naga just has an unenviable angle right here, just doing so much damage. Out
oh, Lindstrom with the ult though.
Shikigami can temporarily stabilize. Can we chase down Naga? Is the question. Getting stuck in, getting inside of that eternal bond. Out comes Tanuki's ultimate, dragging multiple players.
Supernova, Supernova. Doesn't matter.
Had big dreams for the Rage of Ultron. They're sent to anger management by Team Heretics, saying, "Calm down, love. We're playing for the vibes."
Because of the high position that these Flyers have to play, they actually subvertedly were giving them the checkpoint at the end there. Unfortunately, we're not able to touch it at that last moment.
4 minutes.
Even more time.
That's a lot of time, bro. Although this point is kind of hard to push sometimes.
Team Heretics building up even more.
What if they swapped over to? Okay, so they're just on their typical thing. Name has ult though.
I feel like the times that were wasted with the
I feel like if they need this Cloak and Dagger ult to win the fight though, it's really bad.
These wolves, they complicate matters right now. And Kai's taking a bunch of damage, needs to be healed up. Oh, Lindstrom off the map there. Tanuki absolutely sublime with the Wolverine. And seems like he's also fallen through the eternal bond.
Goodbye.
Team Heretics met the DPS check.
Great damage coming out from them specifically. I like the change ups here. Potential stagger as well, and that's exactly what we see on Takaya. Shikigami just throwing everything in the kitchen sink at this cart, and nothing is stopping its reign of terror towards the next checkpoint. They need to change things up, and I feel like there's a little too much of a crutch on this Isidore, Hulk, and Frost Mountain Wolverine play that hasn't really been working out too well for them.
We'll see how you feel about that after this fastball. Heading in towards the back line. Multiple players stand up by the right click of the Phoenix. Lindstrom just doing their best to make sure Frost Mountain doesn't have to lose.
They're not close to any support ults. Shikigami are going to lose this. They're not close to any support ults. Lindstrom is like 70% off and he's dead.
Lindstrom's already down. Leolaz to the end game boss of Elsa.
All right, Soren, they have to hold for 4 minutes on this.
So Team Heretics will get to third with 4 minutes.
Not having the Invisible Woman available just to disrupt Tanuki is a tough spot to be in. You could use the White Fox potentially with the charms just to stop them as they are going for their own captures of your back line and any of the sustain that you have, but unfortunately they just haven't found the moment or the best options from that to swap into. So sticking it out with the current composition is Shikigami, and they have a couple ultimates to boot, but they need them to pop off big.
They're the World Breaker, or should I say Pred Breaker for Isidore. Yet another fastball ready to go as Enzo opens up here with the Sonic Seduction. They managed to grab Leolaz. Kaya above it all. What can they grab? They managed to grab Beetle. That's a good start here for Shikigami, but they still invested so much, and they need to deal with Naga and Oasis. If many players are purpled off the back of this one, it could be so dangerous. Tanuki getting up closer first, though, just carves through Name as slow as they come, and yet another ultimate is ready to go. The last stand, potentially, it could displace the Monster Hulk, but Enzo, oh, they knocked their head on the side. That looked a little bit nasty. Oasis is juggled. The Pred Breaker Hulk has returned from Isidore.
I just got a text. I'll probably have to leave after this game. I'll be back for North America, but I gotta take care of something. we're gonna finish this out, and then I gotta go.
Starts blasting away with the Banner Blast, and the Banner Blast seems to be more than enough as Leolaz is on the chase, and a touch of stability is gained for Shikigami.
Still so much time remaining in the bank for Team Heretics, but that was a beautiful hold from Shikigami, initialized by taking Beetles down. But look at the ultimates available to them. They do have the God of Mischief available, and they're going to engage with that first and foremost.
Eternal Bond going to be a bunch of healing. Is the damage going to be good enough to try and get through this one? Kaya can't be saved despite Name's movement forward inside of the strangling prison. The damage can't break on through. Tanuki's taken down by their counterpart. Might call that one a wolf diff there. Enzo's falling low. Frost Mountain has to escape. And inside of these regeneration domains, Team Heretics has freedom to try and make something work. Kaya purpled, vulnerable, courtesy of the cloak and dagger. Frost Mountain taken down here by Alex. The doppelgangers are banging up on the Wolverine. He's just a little fellow and he needs a little...
Heretics takes this.
Lindstrom is 14% away now.
Right?
From the ultimate. Desperately needs to keep the remainder of the team alive, but Kaya's not going to be one of the recipients. It's going to be Isidore who has to move...
Lindstrom has to get all here.
An Apex Predator good to go. Can you get it past the walls? Two players are grabbed within. That's going to be a finish onto Alex. Can we get anything more?
Oh, Lindstrom got all!
Made it just in time with the fate of both worlds. There's still a minute and a half to play with. Does Oasis actually want to invest in this one? Yes, they're going to send in everything to try and make it work here. And now the Beatles already down. Naga flings out bolt after bolt. The Phoenix Force wants to make itself known here as
Tanuki last stand though. Yeah.
Gets rid of Leila. Isidore going to be the last one remaining here on the card.
Oh, Frost Mountain!
4 players stunned. There are no final blows to be seen. A cosmic
Yeah.
possible to throw them forward, and Team Heretics, despite it all, grit their teeth and bring it to the end. 3-2.
3-2.
No upset station has been arrived. The ticket has been canceled, and you will be sending your way and spending your time fighting it out in the lower bracket. Alex, the MVP, Loki enabled and unleashed every single
All right, guys.
map. Nobody.
I gotta go. I'll be
able
back
to
for
take this
Americas.
away
I'll be
from
back for
them.
Americas. I
The
have to go
way
take care of
the
something.
strategists were able to support
Thank you,
their
guys.
team cannot be understated on the squad, but Team Heretics, you gotta say this